But it is really quite magical to see such joy and such special things, and also seeing some people having a really special moment, you know, and I can't help stop beaming. It's not anti-German in no way at all. Do you know, when it all calms down, the Germans are going to have to ask themselves the question that you asked at full-time, Chappers. Why is the only tactic you've got lump it in the box?
Yeah.
From the whole second half to the whole of the, you know, extra time as well. That was it. That's all they had. Push the big guys and lump in the box. Nothing more. That's poor.
We've had 3 last 32 ties so far.
Taken off in opposite corners of the ground. Morocco changed 4 from their final group stage game, the 4-2 win over Haiti. Bono starts in goal. Achraf Hakimi gets his 100th Moroccan cap in defence. He's with Fulham's Diop, who comes back into the side. Crystal Palace's Riyad plus Manchester United's Mazraoui. El Anoui and Bouadi hold the midfield. Diaz, Unai, El Khanous sit behind Saibari, who has 3 goals in this competition, and against Haiti became the first African to score in 3 successive World Cup matches.
Yeah, they're strong, Morocco. This is their best 11, and they've got some attacking players. Bouadi, though, the youngster who's only 18 years of age, is going to be a superstar. I like him in midfield. Hakimi speaks for himself, probably the best right back in the world at the moment. So the forward scores a lot.
Sang with real gusto from fans and players alike. The Netherlands fans and players stood with their arms across one another. The Moroccan players turned to one side with their hands on their hearts and sang it from the heart. So as the players shake hands with one another, moving across the centre circle, let's have a look at the 2 teams. The Dutch go double on changes to join this year's World Cup. The joint host Mexico haven't played here. 4 years ago, over 112,000 people came here to see Coldplay. But we are ready for kick-off then. Round of 32 fixtures. Already Canada through, beating South Africa last night. Brazil needed a late winner to get past Japan earlier, and Germany out on penalties to Paraguay. So what story now happens in Monterrey? It is the Netherlands who get us going. They are in that luminous, vibrant, bright orange kit of theirs. From left to right in the opening 45 minutes. Morocco all in white from right to left. Netherlands already with a throw, playing it around the back. And it's going to be interesting, I think, in particular, as they play a long ball forward headed out for a throw-in on this near side. The use of Mickey van der Ven. They've changed to a back 5, the Netherlands, or back 3 with the 2 wing-backs, if you want to say it that way, on which Mickey van der Ven's so used to playing central defence for Tottenham, will be asked to carry the wing on the left-hand side for the Netherlands.
Yeah, and I don't think he's got the natural ability to go and beat fullbacks and, you know, cause problems. But I do think they're worried down that right-hand side with Hakimi, who loves getting forward, and Brahim Diaz, who have been outstanding for them so far in this tournament. So you can understand why he's gone to a 3 at the back.
Virgil van Dijk gets the ball from Nathan Ake, whose Netherlands debut came against Morocco in May 2017. Netherlands lost 2-1 that day. You'll hope that isn't repeated. Morocco start the day in the FIFA rankings above the Netherlands, 6th against 7th. It just shows the high quality that we've been afforded here in this round of 32. They would have expected to maybe meet, but later in the tournament. The winner of this will take on Canada in the last 16, and in a quarter-final with Paraguay, France or Sweden. France or Sweden still to play. Netherlands enjoying a lot of the ball in the opening couple of minutes, 0-0.
Yeah, they're dominating. You can see the Morocco fans, you can hear them. Sorry, they're not happy at the moment. They're whistling, but they're just getting early touches. They're not really hurting Morocco, but they're keeping the ball ever so well.
Flick round the corner by Van der Ven. Brian Brobby will give chase. That might have come off Chadi Riyad last, the Crystal Palace man. And it has gone out for the first corner of the game. A rather concerned-looking Moroccan manager, Mohamed Wabi, in his grey suit, no tie, white shirt on, watching his side under some pressure in the opening couple of minutes of this game. Ball placed out in the corner on the far side, the Netherlands left. Crysencio Somerville preparing to take it. It is a busy 6-yard box. This was a bone of contention in the Germany-Paraguay game, where the goalkeeper was blocked off to deny a Jonathan Tah header. VAR checked it, and Wilfried Sampaio does want a word with a couple of the players.
Yeah, because they all get close, but the Netherlands will be a threat, though, with the big bodies they've got coming up from centre-half, Van Hecke and Van Dijk, for sure.
And you've got the muscle of Brobby in the middle of that pack as well. Crysencio Somerville in swinging delivery, headed away. Good, solid header away to from Morocco. Goes out of play. Will be a throw-in on this near side for the Netherlands. They're right in this first half. Netherlands, who have met Morocco once before in a World Cup, also, incidentally, in 1994 when the States were hosting that one. Netherlands won 2-1. Dennis Bergkamp scored that day. Brobby wrestling for it, has Bouadi all over the back of him, and then as Morocco do finally try and break free on the outskirts of their 18-yard box, El Anaoui goes down, and it will be a free kick to Morocco, 0-0.
Yeah, they haven't started yet, Morocco, but they've defended that set piece ever so well and just won a free kick. They need to get up the pitch because it's unusual, but you can see he's being really disciplined. Hakimi's staying in his shape because he's one of the fullbacks who loves getting forward, further than the centre-half, but they haven't had no possession at the moment to get into this game.
Netherlands haven't lost a World Cup match in regular time since the final of 2010. 1-10 drawn 5. The eliminations have twice come at the hands of Argentina. 3 of the last 5 knockout rounds have gone to penalties. And that included Argentina in 2022 when they lost 4-3 on spot kicks after a thrilling 2-2 draw and went to extra time and beyond. 0-0 here into the 5th minute of the game on BBC Radio 5 Live. Has already brought you today, was part of today's set of games, Brazil's late win over Japan and Germany's penalty loss to Paraguay. Morocco down the right-hand side for the first time. It's a deep overhit cross for the first time in this game that we've seen their pace using Hakimi on the wing.
And there you go, Mickey van der Ven and Nathan Ake, they have to talk to each other. They're playing a 5. He shouldn't be able to get in that easy, but that's how good Hakimi is. He can cause problems. Mickey van der Ven should be able to match him for pace. He's quick, but Hakimi's a special player.
He's the Premier League's fastest player, is Mickey van der Ven. Not yet clocked as the fastest player at this World Cup, but Mickey van der Ven certainly holds that record in the Premier League. Ball back with Bono, the Moroccan goalkeeper, just outside his penalty area to our right-hand side, all in bright green. His kit almost as bright, if not in contrast to the Netherlands kit, which is a really thick orange. As the Moroccans come across the halfway line, Hakimi lets it roll. It's played in towards the Nai. Ake back to his goalkeeper in Bart Verbruggen, the Brighton shot stopper. His first World Cup memory was the 2010 final for the Netherlands against Spain. He remembers Casillas' save from Robin, and from that learned that goalkeepers can have a say in which way a World Cup goes. It's not always down to the front men. So far, he's had very little to deal with. 6 minutes gone, 0-0.
No, he hasn't. No goalkeepers had to make a meaningful save at the moment. It's just been like the Netherlands dominating possession. Have to get people like Brobby into the game.
Here's a chance for the Netherlands. First flash shot comes from Gravenberch, but it's blocked at source on the edge of the penalty area. The Moroccans try and move it away and give it away to Crysencio Somerville, who cannot get past the barrier of Noussair Mazraoui, who goes down to the floor, but all fairly so. And then trying to escape down the left-hand channel is Ismail Saibari, tackled by Van Hecke. Here's Denzel Dumfries operating the right wing for the Netherlands, gets to the byline. 2 Moroccan players slide in on him. One Mazraoui, one El Ainaoui. And Morocco trying to break down this near side are cut off unfairly by Gravenberch. They've got a free kick.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Sabari, because I think against Van Dijk and Van Hecke, he can cause them problems with his pace, but Van Hecke got tight to him. He said, you're not going to run me because I know you're quicker than me. So it'll be an interesting battle. I think it's going to be harder for him because he's going to have 3 centre-backs to deal with.
So free kick to Morocco that they're not in a rush to take. Bono leisurely walks over to the left corner of his penalty area. Change of shirt going on for one of the Moroccan players. And fans have certainly brought the party. What I'm enjoying about this World Cup match in particular, it's hard to say there's a Netherlands section or a Morocco section when you look at the dotted colours of shirts. There are some in green of Morocco and interspersed with the bright orange of Holland and the Netherlands, and it's a real multicultural atmosphere inside the Monterrey Stadium. All sorts going on down this left-hand side. A couple of players not happy with one another. Wilfried Sampaio's got a decision to make.
You know what it is, mate? It's Sabari and Van Hecke again. They're having a right old battle there because he catches him with a high feet, he grabs him, and he's not having any of it. So it's a good old battle. But Van Hecke shouldn't be pushing him because he should get a yellow card for that because Sabari's not really done much.
I think the referee might rely on his officials here. It was Saibari backing into Van Hecke midway inside the Dutch half. Saibari's now pleading his innocence with the referee, as I'm sure Jan-Paul Van Hecke, with his blonde hair, will also do the same. Referee walks away from both without having distributed a yellow card, but as Saibari's backing into Van Hecke, he goes down almost on the bicycle kick, catches him with his right boot on Van Hecke's forehead, and in the aftermath of that there was all sorts of pushing and shoving.
Yeah, it was nothing, to be fair. He's going for the ball, Sabari, and he does catch Van Hecke. I think Van Hecke's reaction was over the top.
Morocco just trying to keep hold of the ball for a bit, have it inside their own half. Nearly 9 minutes played. BBC Radio 5 live, 0-0 between two sides that won't have necessarily ever been spoken about favourites of this competition, but potential is certainly the word for them both.
Oh, definitely. Both have got potential, and both could, if they get through, never know, could win it. They've both got superb players, and as I said, Morocco 4 years ago got to the semi-final. So, and they overachieved, and I think they're a brilliant nation and got some top players.
They are on the France side of the draw, though, both of these two.
You have to play them event one day, don't you? But I know what you're saying. Yeah, France look the favourites at the moment, don't they?
Whichever side of the draw you're on, probably expect to play France at some point, even in the final. 0-0 here. Here's Mazraoui, takes a touch with his left foot, then with Somerville closing him down with his right foot, manages to find Chadi Riyad. Chip from the centre circle forward for Saibari, who takes it down well on his right foot, tries to get across. Denzel Dumfries, who'd come all the way in to help defend that, and a little too aggressively for the referee's liking. Saibari has the free kick given against him. It is 0-0 with a Netherlands free kick inside their own penalty area.
You see, it's a good run from Sabari. He can cause Van Dijk and Van Hecke a lot of problems. It's only because Denzel Dumfries has got the pace to recover and do ever so well. But yeah, it's a good run from Sabari there, and he's going to be a threat. I've been really impressed with him so far in the World Cup, and I think he could be moving to Bayern Munich, they were saying.
Yeah, plenty of rumours linking him. Scored in all 3 group stage matches. Plays his football in the Netherlands. Plays for PSV Eindhoven. He was the 25-26 season Eredivisie Player of the Year. Remarkable backstory as well to Saibari. He was born with an issue with his feet and told he may never walk. And here he is on the world stage, performing exceptionally well.
Wow, what a story.
Netherlands in possession. Left-hand side, work it back towards the halfway line. Nathan Ake finds Jan-Paul Van Hecke of Brighton, Somerville of West Ham, Van Dijk of Liverpool, and Ake of Manchester City. It's the Premier League collection out there for the Netherlands, who are just creeping past the halfway line. Ake, left-footed, lifts it up in towards the penalty area, and Brian Brobby of Sunderland can't win the ball, and it bounces through to Yassine Bono, the Moroccan goalkeeper.
They're lucky that it does bounce through, because you don't want to be in a wrestling match with Brobby. He's too strong.
Hakimi's going on the chase down the right-hand side. Van Dijk should have that covered up. Just a calm knock right in front of Hakimi. guides it round him out towards the touchline and has taken Netherlands away from any danger. 0-0, 12 minutes played. Van Hekke now carries it up towards the halfway line. He's got a bit of intention in his run, arms out wide as he gets towards the halfway line. Crossed in by Dumfries. It's a low rolling ball towards the penalty spot, but dealt with by the Moroccan defence. Here is Mazraoui, one of the 4 changes back in the side, as made by coach Mohamed Wabi, who only came into the side to manage them just 98 days out from the World Cup. Similar feel and story to how Morocco changed their manager 3 months out from the last World Cup, and that worked as they made the 2022 semi-finals, the first African nation ever to make the final 4 of the World Cup. Hakimi just plays it infield, and it's now with Chadi Riyad, left-footed long ball. Saibari had come from an offside position, he knew that, lets it run out for a goal kick to the Netherlands.
Yeah, game hasn't got going yet. You can see Netherlands are dominating. Morocco haven't got into their stride yet, so it's just bubbling along nicely. I feel it's going to explode any minute.
It'll take one moment, and whoever scores, then the other team has to come out, and you know they will.
Exactly.
They're not a Paraguay, are they? They don't sit and defend and hold it out. These two are desperate to win.
Yeah, and they've got players that can go on the front foot and score goals. They're not playing out, no disrespect to Paraguay. Congratulations to them. Fantastic result, but they were always going to play for a draw and try and win it on penalties. But both of these teams have attacking players that can go on the front foot and cause each other problems.
Nearly quarter of an hour played. Are we in that kind of opening phase of a game where they're trying to feel each other out? They know the quality of both.
Yeah, you're spot on, Mike. They are. They know the quality, and no one wants to make a mistake this early on in the game. So they're feeling each other out. Netherlands are playing with the 5 at the back, and it's hard. I don't know what. And one thing I will say is this referee's far too busy for my liking.
He's whistle happy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I don't know what he's doing.
He's just stopped the play again for a foul from Brian Brobby. And I'd love to describe what the foul was, but as far as I could tell, he was just chasing for the ball with the Netherlands, with a Moroccan player.
And no one appealed for it.
Yeah.
No one appealed for it, and he's gave it, and he's coming at a stern talking to Brian Brobby. Come on, referee, it's about the players. Come on.
Quickly learning how 3 red cards were given in Mexico, South Africa, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
0-0 as it is. There is a rip on the shirt, actually, of Chadi Riyad. Don't know if that was from the Brobby incident.
Definitely. He's had to change it. He changed it once already, his shirt, you know.
Yeah. He's certainly not going to come up with a name on his back next time, is he?
Exactly.
Ronald Koeman, arms folded, watches on, the Netherlands manager. 63 years old, second spell in charge of the national team. Captained his side at US 94, but now in his navy T-shirt and his grey trousers, watches on, moves his hands onto his hips as the Netherlands get towards the halfway line, turn back into their own half. Nathan Ake, bright pink boots, barely visible from the socks that are luminous orange on the Netherlands players. Highlighter colour, that, isn't it, from the Netherlands on their shirts. Here's Van Dijk, pass down the middle, forward though, into the centre circle to use Frenkie de Jong of Barcelona, one of those 2 players that doesn't play in the Premier League in the starting 11 for the Netherlands. Van Hekke out towards Denzel Dumfries, who is the other of those 2. Dumfries, who plays his football at Inter Milan. The Gazzetta in Italy once described him as like Bitcoin. In the beginning, nobody trusts it, but you better invest in it. Hard to impress on arrival, but he has very much grown into that Inter side. And in this right-wing role for the Netherlands, will be asked to make an impact, but yet to see a charging run from neither him or Van der Ven on the other side. But that's a lovely long ball over the top. And Somerville is in here. Can he square it to Brobby on the edge of the 6-yard box? It goes over the bar. Offside flag is up anyway. Wouldn't have counted, but that's the first long ball over the top that's proved successful in this game. Somerville chasing through, couldn't find Brobby on the square.
Yeah, it's a tight one though. Ooh, that is a tight one. I would have loved to have seen them just put the ball in the back of the net. Somerville does well. I don't know why he's trying to square that to Brobby, because Brobby's ahead of the ball. He should just be going for goal in that situation, because he makes a great run at the back of Mazraoui, and it's a good opportunity. He can cause Mazraoui a lot of problems, Somerville, with his pace.
Keeper diving out of his 6-yard box. Wasn't anywhere really convincingly near the ball. Needed his defender to put it over the bar. Another shirt change then.
That's the second one, Mike. That is Brian Bobby's strength. He feels you and he wants to wrestle with you. He is one of the strongest there is centre forwards around.
He has been a handful. He's been a handful in the Premier League this season. 7 Premier League goals for Sunderland as they qualified for the Europa League. Here he is again, uses his body. As soon as he gets the ball, he's got his back to the Moroccan half, but he's instantly opening himself out wide, shielding any defensive pressure that comes from Chadi Riyad, who I'm quite pleased to say has his name and number on the back of his shirt.
Yeah, he's changed it. I think they're only 3 or 4 shirts they get, so you better not lose another one. As you said, he'll have no name on the back.
He won't be getting a clean one at half-time, will he?
Exactly.
Mr. Diop there just saw him, his shirt clinging to him in sweat. As the faint shadows of the floodlights, sunset starts behind this stadium in Monterrey, this flowing stadium that dips down at one end, sheet metal roof, panel after panel visible from the outside. It is known as the Steel Giant in Monterrey. Van Hecker clips it up. Robbie's gone down on the edge of the box. Referee just wafts a hand, says get straight back to your feet as the ball drops into the hands of Yassine Bono of Morocco. 18 minutes played. Netherlands 0, Morocco 0.
Yeah, it's definitely a wrestling match between Chadi Riyad and Brian Brobby. And you know, you can see what the Netherlands are trying to do. There's not enough space, so what they're doing is they're trying to dink it into Brian Brobby, but the balls in have to be good because he's fighting with the defender and trying to concentrate on his first touch.
Running across through the centre circle is Bilal El Khanous, once of Leicester City, now plays at Stuttgart. Youngest player ever to play at the World Cup for Morocco when his debut came off the bench, aged 18, against Croatia in the third-place playoff of 2022. Morocco's 4th-placed finish in the end, losing that game to Croatia, is the best of any African side at a World Cup. And they have hopes to do it all over again, if not go one better. But at the moment, they've got to get past the Netherlands. Hakimi plays it down the right-hand side for El Khanous. He wants the confirmation that the last touch was off. Nicky van der Ven gets it. Corner to Morocco.
Yeah, it's the first time they've... Well, probably the second time they've been in the Netherlands half. It's been a quiet start from Morocco, but can they be a threat from set pieces? I'd be very surprised if Netherlands can see from a set piece. Watch the first goal now.
Van Dijk's in there. Nathan Ake's in there. Van der Ven's in there. All men with lofted height as the corner's whipped in near post, and brilliantly saved by Bart Verbruggen. He pushed that away. Well, there was a header in at the near post, but Morocco couldn't set it in. Long-range shot rises over the bar, edge of the penalty area from Ayoub Bouadi. But what a reaction save from Bart Verbruggen from the flicked header at the near post that came in from El Ainaoui. On his goal line, he pushed it up and away. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how he thinks he scored. It's a great run. He gets in front of Brian Brobby, but Van Bruggen is a fantastic save. It is a brilliant reaction save because he's literally 3 yards out, and once you get that flick, the distance that is coming to you, it's a great reaction save. Important save.
Thought the Netherlands were good at defending corners, Clinton.
I know, I told you.
El Khanous squares it, edge of the D, player goes down, referee has let play roll on for now. Saibari squares it, and Verbruggen's there again. The flash shot from Hakimi at the near post, and Verbruggen gets it behind for a corner. 2 big moments for the Dutch goalkeeper.
The game's come alive now, Mike. I did tell you it would come alive, and you're right. Sabari plays a good ball, and it's Hakimi with a fantastic strike, and it's a good save from Van Bruggen. It's a save you expect him to make. He makes it look more spectacular, but yeah, it's another good save.
Right-footed with a little leap in the air. He sends it behind for a corner as Hakimi waves to the crowd to keep them going. In at the near post, Cody Gakpo heads it away. And the ball runs to the halfway line for Ayoub Bouadi. What a couple of minutes that is for the Moroccans, but if you want a confidence booster for a goalkeeper that's not kept a clean sheet in this tournament so far, then Bart Verbruggen's done brilliantly. As Saibari, left-hand side of the penalty area, plays it back for Unai. Flat, low ball towards Hakimi on the edge of the 18-yard box, central position. He can't do anything with it. This is a bit of sustained Moroccan pressure here. They have it in the centre circle. They turn it over again. Yeah,
they have. And the hydration break's going to come any minute and disrupt it. But they're in the front. They're on the front foot at the moment, and they needed this spell in the game.
Oh, if there was ever an advert not to have a hydration break, it is this game right now.
Exactly, Mike. You're spot on.
21 minutes played, 0-0. But a lot of Moroccan pressure coming in the Netherlands' direction. Ball with Hakimi right-hand side. Floated cross in towards Saibari, but over him. And it will just bounce several times out towards this near side in the Dutch right back position for a throw-in. And actually, we're saying no hydration break needed for the entertainment of the game from a neutral. The Moroccan fans and players will say the same. I'll tell you what, the Netherlands need it.
Yeah, they need it now because, and I think it's happening now because you can hear the boos in the stadium, but they do need it because they're growing. Morocco are the better team in the last 5 minutes, created 2 really good chances.
And it didn't start that way. As the players do head over towards this near side, chance for Ronald Koeman, the Dutch manager, to gather his troops. For Morocco players to have a breather and work out how they can keep the momentum. But the Netherlands started the better side, actually. The first opening couple of minutes, Morocco could barely get hold of the ball, but as the Dutch players come over to this near side, a few of them, including the substitutes, are high-fiving, low-fiving, patting the chest of Bart Verbruggen because his 2 saves have stopped the Netherlands going behind here.
Yeah, 2 important saves. In particular, the one from the corner, the near post flick on it, is an outstanding reaction save, really good save. But yeah, Ronald Koeman want to get these players in because they started off well, but they need to get their front players into the game, and they haven't done that as of yet. And now Morocco are starting to dominate.
So 0-0 here. Yesterday, Canada through, beating South Africa, first team through to the last 16. Earlier, Brazil needed a 96-minute winner from Arsenal's Gabriel Martinelli to beat Japan 2-1. Germany are out, losing 4-3 on penalties to Paraguay. The South American side are through also to the last 16, where they await the winners of France or Sweden, who play tomorrow. The winners of this game will play Canada tomorrow. We'll bring you commentary from 6 o'clock, or today we'll bring you commentary from 6 o'clock. The time zones are messing, of course. Ivory Coast against Norway. Ali Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton there. Ian Dennis and Jen Beattie have got France against Sweden from 10 o'clock. And then tomorrow morning, 2 a.m, Mexico against Ecuador with Chris Coles and Effen Akoku. Of course, England, DR Congo, 5 o'clock Wednesday. If you haven't already marked that in your diary, make sure you do. All the reaction to today's games, Football Daily podcast, Rick Edwards and Lloyd Griffith in LA. Easy for me to say. That'll drop for you on BBC Sounds. And of course, Wimbledon back on 5 Live Sport tomorrow from 1. Join Gigi Salmon, Russell Fuller and the team for all the action from SW19. Plenty of Brits fell on day 1, 10 of them at Wimbledon. Not a good day for British players down in southwest London. Someone here will fall, but a quarter of the way through the game, we're not sure who. If anyone right now, it looks like the Netherlands are struggling. Yeah, they are struggling. They started off well, but didn't really, test Bono. But one thing I know, Morocco have definitely tested Van Bruggen. They've been outstanding on Morocco the last 5 minutes. As I said, the hydration break came at the wrong time for Morocco, came at the right time for the Netherlands. Go back to that Verbruggen quote, where he was talking about the 2010 World Cup final and said, following Casillas' save from Robin, that goalkeepers can decide World Cups. Yeah, definitely. Goalkeepers have a big say. Even when it gets to penalties as well, they can have big saves. They can be the hero. Just ask Paraguay's goalkeeper. Exactly. Brilliant performance today. Manuel Neuer made a couple of saves in that shootout that just tipped the balance back in the Germans' favour after a dodgy start from them from the spot kicks, but ultimately it was Paraguay who prevailed. We're back underway. Netherlands in orange, left to right. Morocco in white, right to left. Ball back under the pink boots of Bono, the Moroccan goalkeeper now. 35 years old, cap number 94 for him. Has a remarkable clean sheet record for Morocco in international games. 54 clean sheets in 93 previous games for his country. The former Atletico Madrid and Sevilla man. Chedi Riyad has it at the back for Morocco, advanced to the midway point of his own half. Allows Unai to come short and collect the ball. And hangs around on the left-hand touchline. Plays a quick pass to Mazraoui, gets it back as well, but runs into Frenkie de Jong, and Dumfries down the right-hand side can play it up towards the halfway line, and a wag of the finger from Brian Brobby, who was marked quickly off that ball. Van Hecker heads it forward. He is caught late by Unai. He's rolling around like he's in serious pain here. It looked initially like Unai had just fallen on top of Jan-Paul Van Hecker unintentionally, but the Dutch defender is rolling around, having a look up towards the referee, shielding his face, looking in some severe pain.
Yeah, he's in a lot of pain, and it was a late one. It definitely was a late one, but his elbow catches him, but I don't think it's deliberate. He has jumped in, and he doesn't mean to catch him. His elbow catches Van Hecke in the mouth, so it is a sore one. He's not exaggerating, Van Hecke. It is a sore one, but it's not a deliberate one. He accidentally catches him in his elbow. The Netherlands player shouldn't be going around like that, trying to get, you know, a player yellow carded. Listen, he's not swung it. He's gone up and he's turned his head and he's caught him accidentally.
Jan-Paul Van Hecke, Ronald Koeman having a word with the fourth official on this near side, perhaps asking why there wasn't anything more severe for Unai. 0-0. BBC Radio 5 Live. Virgil van Dijk had a word with the referee there as well. Ronald Koeman, hands on his hips, has now walked away from the fourth official and stands shoulder width, feet shoulder width apart on the edge of his technical area. Still goalless as it's flicked round the corner rather lazily from Bouadi. Netherlands can't do anything with it though, and the contest will continue on this near side with Unai. This time Denzel Dumfries is the man to mark him. He has the ball just away from the touchline, feeds it through the legs of Dumfries as well, and El Khanous puts a great cross in that narrowly evades Saibari. What a wicked cross that was, but Saibari arrived just a fraction too late.
Yeah, they're cooking at the moment, Morocco. They definitely are. Down his left-hand side, El Khanous with a great ball in, and Hakimi can't just get there at the back pass. Saibari could missed it in the middle, but it was too much pace on it. But Hakimi was the one who you're thinking, can he get there at the back post? But they look good. Netherlands need a spell of possession because they look like they're going to concede any minute now.
Netherlands fans have a little pocket of orange behind that goal to which Morocco is shooting away to our left-hand side. I don't know if you ever remember the late 90s band, the Cartoons, the guys who sang Witch Doctor and Ooh Ee Ooh Ah Ah, Sing Tang Walla Walla Bing Bang. There's a guy in the Dutch crowd that's got a massive quiff, plastic quiff, orange quiff, like one of the singers of the Cartoons. Just showing my age, because producer Jack is now googling who the Cartoons are.
He is good, yeah, but he's young. Producer Jack's young. He's not as old, is he?
It's a niche reference, I admit, but he's now searching for exactly the wicked wigs that the Cartoons had. Almost like one of those looms you find in the bathroom.
He's found it, though. He's found it. He has found it, Jack has.
You must have heard the song, Jack, surely. Yeah, he knows the song.
He knows the song,
That's
yeah.
half the battle.
Exactly.
Dumfries on the right-hand side. For the Netherlands, uses Somerville, who goes back towards the halfway line, just outside the centre circle for Jan-Paul Van Hecke. Finds Virgil van Dijk. They'll be rivals again in the Premier League next season, but they're trying to unite to find a route through to success for the Netherlands. The players more than aware of the record. 3 times finalists, no times winners, the only side to have gone 3 World Cup finals without success. Yeah. For all the talent they've had, they just cannot get over the line.
No, they can't. And as you said, they've had some serious talent over the years, and this is another talented group of players that want to go far in this World Cup. But at the moment, they're moving the ball too slow, Mike, and that's the problem. And Morocco are moving it ever so well. And when they don't have it, Morocco, they get back into their shape. So good.
29 degrees at the moment in Monterrey. Half an hour played. Netherlands 0. Morocco 0. Morocco just backed into the left-back position slightly through El Khanous, but the way he turns in field, passes the ball, he's found Bouadi with that afro hair, edge of the centre circle. He now drifts one out towards the left-hand side. Can Saibari keep it in play? He can. A little touch back in field, up against Van Hecke. Darts to the corner of the penalty area, but showed too much to Somerville, who runs away with the ball. Saibari trying to chase it, trips up Somerville, and that is going to be a free kick to the Netherlands midway inside their own half. Yeah,
it was. Saibari, he lost the ball. He made another great run. He's spinning into that channel because Van Hecke is not the quickest, and he knows he's got the beating of him. But you got to credit Somerville. He does well to come back and dispossess him and then drives up the field, because you want to see the likes of Somerville and Gakpo in this game for Netherlands. They can't get into the game at the moment.
Netherlands have scored 2 or more goals in 8 of their last 9 at the World Cup, but so far it is the Moroccans who are enjoying the better of the ball. Morocco have scored 6 goals at the World Cup in the group stage. It's as many as they scored in the entire 2022 edition. And they reached the semi-finals, so the next goal would be a record for them. But at the moment being kept out.
You know the problem, the 5 at the back is not working for the Netherlands. Not working, because Mickey van der Ven is not natural to go as wide, and sometimes he's in Cody Gakpo space. So you would sacrifice that and put an extra midfield in. So I don't know what... I can understand what Ronald Koeman was doing, but it's not working for the Netherlands at the moment.
There's plenty of options on his bench. Justin Kluivert's there.
Reinders, isn't it?
Reinders,
starts,
who has been starting regularly. Memphis Depay is an option. Two Koopmeiners as well.
Got a good squad, haven't they?
Yeah, it's deep.
Top players.
It's a deep squad, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the ball right now is Ryan Gravenberch of Liverpool. I'll tell you who has been very quiet so far. We've talked about Brobbey and the influence at the back and players trying to get involved. Cody Gakpo's barely had a touch of the ball.
Spot on. You wouldn't think he was playing. He's been really quiet, but he can't get him the ball. That's the problem.
Big night for him as well after the family tragedy that he's had during this World Cup. I'm sure he's playing with a lot on his mind. I'm sure he's desperate to score as well. After, sadly, prematurely losing his unborn baby boy in the last week. His partner put up an emotional post, so did he on Instagram. Difficult for him out there. Strong character needed to carry on playing after such personal tragedy. He's out there, Ronald Koeman just marches through his technical area at a leisurely pace. He's got two watches on. One of them is bright orange around his right wrist, as the Moroccan fans are the ones providing the noise, jumping up and down, twirling their scarves above their heads. They're having the better of the play. Netherlands 0, Morocco 0. 33 minutes gone in Monterrey.
Yeah, they are. It's Morocco are the better team at the moment now. Netherlands can't get their flowing football going, where they're in the group stages they were creating loads of chances.
El Kanouche backs into his own half and flicks one on the reverse deep into the Dutch half, but nobody in that 18-yard box to chase. Saibari was going in the direction, so the Bruggen can easily gather. Quickly rolls it underarm to Nathan Ake. Frenkie de Jong moving towards the halfway line, a man who's won 3 La Liga titles with Barcelona, including this year. So it's not just quality, there is success already in this Dutch team. Now they desperately want it for the national side. Controlled down well by Dumfries. Somerville in the penalty area, right-hand side, tries to get it on his right foot. And as he shifted it onto the outside, Morocco eventually had the cover. Little nervy moment for the African side. Mazraoui on the stretch gets to the ball first. Van Dijk steps in. Ball runs to the corner of the penalty area for Dumfries. Gakpo can't control it inside the D on the square pass. Ball runs out for a Netherlands throw on this near side. Yeah, the pitch looks a bit like, it doesn't look as smooth as some of the other pitches. It looks a bit bobbly in patches. I'm not making excuses for some of the poor first touches that we've seen, but it doesn't look as smooth as I've seen, and I think the referee's checking for something here. There are, pockets of worn areas, not heavily worn. No, not heavily. But you can just see little darker brown patches on the grass from the vantage point that we have, particularly perhaps in this near side corner down the right-hand side for the Dutch. What? I don't understand what VAR are checking here. Is it Dumfries plays a ball in? Oh, is it Paul? So it's Gakpo. It's Bouadi that as the ball. Come on, Bouadi. Graces a hair on the top of his hand. Yeah, that you can't give a penalty for that. I don't even know why it took that long. Play goes on. Yeah, it's that cutback from Dumfries, isn't it? And there's a right arm down the side of Bouadi, and if he's got hairs on his hand, that's all it touches. Yeah. If we're giving penalties for that, we might as well all leave and forget about it. Yeah. I'm glad they make the right decision. Like you say, it took too long to make such a simple decision, it would feel. 0-0 with Virgil van Dijk with the ball on the spot, but thankfully not the penalty spot, more the centre circle, and it's drifted in by Van Hecker towards Cody Gakpo. Header comes away. Brobbey snatches the ball on the edge of the box. De Jong slides it through for Dumfries. Mazraoui steps in, pokes a foot at the ball, and it runs out by the corner flag on this near side for a set piece to the Netherlands. Yeah, it's better from the Netherlands, and it's Dumfries, the wing-back, who's getting... Because I said Mickey van der Ven's not comfortable in that left wing-back, so Van Dijk's hitting good balls out to Dumfries, and he's causing a lot of problems at the moment. Right in front of the Moroccan fans then, behind the goal to the right-hand side as we look at it. Netherlands 0, Morocco 0. 9 minutes to half-time on BBC Radio 5 Live. Busy penalty area. Everybody back in the white of Morocco. Netherlands have left a couple on the edge of the penalty area, just inside the D is Cody Gakpo as the outswinging delivery is deep towards the back post, looping header over the bar. Referee blows his whistle, header from Dumfries, it's going to be another corner.
Yeah, they're a big old team. Dumfries, Van Heck, Van Dijk, Mickey van der Ven, Brobby as well. So a Gakpo in there, so yeah, good defending in the end though.
So Somerville places the ball down in the quadrant again on this near right-hand side. A little pocket of exposed, worn pitch next to him, down to his left. It shouldn't affect this corner. Right-footed, out-swinging delivery. Heads go up, actually flicked on, I think, by a Dutch head out of the penalty area. And it's just nudged back towards the halfway line. De Jong was the last man back for the Netherlands. He picks the ball about in the centre circle. He's under pressure. He's tying himself in knots. Saibari is hunting him down. So is Brahim Diaz. Actually, Van Heck has got some blood coming out of his head, top of his head there. His blonde hair dyed red from the blood. So the referee has rightly stopped play. He will receive treatment. Didn't see where that incident happened from, but there is a lot of blood dripping down the face of...
I think it's from the corner, Mike, because he went down after the corner and then tried to get back up, and that's where I think the blood is. So he must have had a clash of heads with someone when the ball came into the box.
Medical staff on, they've asked Van Heck to sit down. Cotton wool stemming the flow of the blood for now. Some blood so visible in that blonde hair, really light blonde hair. He goes to ground. And then, I think it's the boot of Mazraoui. Mazraoui's not looking for Van Heck, he's jumping on the turn. Is it the knee, maybe, of a Moroccan player? But it's as they're spinning round to watch where the ball's landed. Van Heck is on the floor, and that's what's caught, or where he's been caught.
Yeah, I think it's a boot. It looks like it's a boot, and I think you're spot on. Not intentionally, he's not... Mazraoui's looking at the ball and catches him where Van Heck slips over in the box.
Van Heck started all 3 group stage games. Interesting to see what his Brighton future holds. He's out of contract next summer, so if Brighton want to make money, as they so famously do on players, then this might be the summer to move him on. He scored in the win over Tunisia.
I think he's gone. I think he's gone to Tottenham. Yeah, he's gone to Tottenham for about 50 million, I think. I think Van Heck's gone to Tottenham.
You are right.
Is that right?
Yes.
It's because we're all indulged in the World Cup, but that happened on, I think, right near the start of the World Cup. Yeah, I think he has gone.
He has.
That's a lot of money, isn't it? Did you say he had a year left?
Year left on his contract.
It's a great business from Brighton. Unbelievable business.
Yeah, he has signed for Tottenham.
Wow.
A huge honour, he described it as Tottenham look to rebuild from yet another disappointing season.
See, because we're here, we miss all the transfers because we're concentrating.
I'm too busy sleeping in the day to notice transfers.
That's what I'm saying. It's all happening. I think there's been a few moves since we've been in the World Cup. Obviously, Elliot Anderson going to get his big move to Man City.
Well, he will join his fellow Dutch teammate Mickey van der Ven at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next season.
That's a nasty one, that is, on his head.
Yeah.
It's a lot of blood.
He'll go off on the sidelines. They will, I imagine, glue that up. They won't be able to have time to do stitches, but they'll bandage that up certainly. And he'll be doing his best Terry Butcher impression.
Just about to say that. The Terry Butcher headband, it is famous, isn't it?
So, with Van Heck getting treated on the halfway line, the Moroccan fans raise their arms up in the air, doing the Icelandic thunderclap, or the Moroccan equivalent. And the ball drops down on the edge of the Moroccan penalty area for Cody Gakpo, but his pass back is intercepted by Brahim Diaz, who, a bit like Gakpo, I feel like I've barely mentioned in this first half.
I don't think Brahim Diaz, I'd love to know his touches. I don't think he's had 5 touches in this first half at the moment. And he's one of the exciting players. They just can't get the exciting players into the game at the moment.
Drums raised in the air as a couple of Morocco fans turn their back on the pitch and look towards the crowd and gee them up a little bit. They always bring this great vibe. I was in the States last year for the Club World Cup with Wydad playing there, the Casablancan club, and their fans were fantastic for a competition that didn't go to plan for them, but they were marvellous, and they're continuing that spirit this year. Here in Mexico, Monterrey hosting what is currently the Netherlands 0, Morocco 0, 4 minutes out from half-time, or the end of the first 45. We're going to have, I imagine, a good 6 or 7 minute show. at the end of the 45 minutes. Morocco just trying to find that intensity they had before the hydration break, where they forced 2 good saves from Bart Verbruggen. Netherlands haven't tested Bono yet. They've tested the defence. They've been in the penalty area a few times, but Bono so far is yet to be called upon. Mazraoui, shaven-headed, thick black beard around his chin, just plays the ball inside from the near side touchline to Chadi Riyad. Now it's El Ainaoui towards that right-hand side on the halfway line. Azzedine Unai, a Girona man. He's praised by Luis Enrique in 2022 for his pace in the win over Spain that Morocco had. Luis Enrique even asking, where did he come from? Wasn't aware of him before the game, certainly made a name for himself. And this game is still wide open for someone else to write their name. 0-0. Hakimi just having a little word with the referee. Netherlands jogging forward towards the halfway line. Virgil van Dijk with his hair tied back in a tight bun, bit looser on the back of the head for Nathan Ake. Now Van Hekken back on the pitch, which is good to see. Doesn't look like he's even carrying a bandage, but he's playing a lovely curling ball to Crescencio Somerville. Flicked up in the air rather dangerously by Riyad, needed the support of Mazraoui to clear it away. Dumfries in the box, tried to cross it in, ball ricochets off a defender, headed back away from the penalty area by El Khanous. It's a bit scrappy this from Morocco, and they can't clear it. Somerville turns infield, stretch leg from Bouadi. Space here for the long-range shot, rising from Mickey van der Ven, left-footed, wraps a boot around it, and it's tipped over the bar by Bono. Hadn't been called into action before now. Makes a good save, corner the Netherlands. Yeah, it's good play from Somerville. He just flicks the ball around the corner to Mickey van der Ven. It's a good strike, but it's a save essential that Bono should make. But at least he's been tested now, Bono. He was off his goal line, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. It's from someone you'd probably least expected as well. Van der Ven powering a shot. Rising, but Bono could take no chances. Referee again, it's just stalled this corner to have a word with the gaggle of players that are in and around the centre of the goal line. El Khanous of Morocco trying to protect his goalkeeper, Bono. Virgil van Dijk right in the middle of that pack as well. Dumfries backing all the time into Riyad. Riyad goes to the ground, referee is coming up. We haven't had a yellow card yet. I don't know whether that's a surprise, Clinton, but carries on like this, we won't be far away. Yeah, exactly. You always get this around the goalkeeper. They're trying to keep him off Bono's toes, the defenders. Corner comes in right on top of the goalkeeper. He gets a convincing fist behind it, and the referee says he's been crowded out. He was limited. Although he got a good punch on it, Bono, it is a free kick to Morocco. Tell me where there's a free kick here. There's no free kick here. The referee's desperate to give something. He's just challenging for the ball, Brian, brother. He's not put his hand on Bono or anything. And I can understand why he's frustrated. And the referee's telling everyone to go away. Referee, you need to liven up, because that is not a foul, by the way. I think he needs to liven down. He's too lively. Yeah, exactly. He's too lively. 0-0, well into the final minute of the first half. We're about to learn just how much added time there will be. Yeah. I mean, Brobby's jumped at the same time as the goalkeeper. He's not been backed into him or anything, has he? He's just, or Dumfries rather. 6 minutes of added time. 3 minutes for the hydration break, and I think the other 3 minutes have been largely made up by the head injury to Jan-Paul van Hekken, who is okay and playing on, and actually plays a right-footed pass across the centre circle inside the Netherlands half to Nathan Ake. Will there be a breakthrough before half-time? If there is, it'll feel massive for either side. This game is difficult to call. It started with the Netherlands putting a bit of pressure on the Moroccan goal. 2 great shots from Morocco, needed the save of Bart Verbruggen. And then just a moment ago, Mickey van der Ven fired one in that needed Bono to tip over the bar. I think both sides will claim that a draw is probably fair right now. And now he just moves it into the middle. The tall right back of Morocco plays his football for Roma. Star of their AFCON run to the final. Talking of bloodied and bandaged heads, he played in that final with a bandage across his head. Did El Ainaoui. possession. Chadi Riyad of Crystal Palace, walking pace. I just wonder whether both sides are trying to get to the end of the first half here and not risk anything, certainly. If an opportunity presents itself with patience, maybe they take it, but if they don't, then they'll be happy to go in the break and reset in the second half. Ball on the centre spot with El Ainaoui. Bouadi pushes it on to Hakimi, right-hand touchline, far side for Morocco, who dribble the ball in field. Hakimi then, nice little pirouette on the ball from Gakpo, trying to bring it away, but not convincingly, and the ball is played through on the right of the penalty area, just beyond the outstretched legs of Saibari, who was goal-facing. He was pacey. The ball just evaded him behind for a goal kick, 0-0.
They get away with one there, the Netherlands. If Sabari could take that in, it's a great ball into him because it has to be fired into him. I think it's El Kanous who fires it in, has to fire it into him. If Sabari takes a touch, he's in on goal there and he makes it 1-0 with the form he's been in this tournament.
This has been a good half, this.
Yeah, two quality teams. We always knew it would be a good football match. It'd be cagey, but it'll be entertaining.
Okay, facing his own goal, does turn out towards the left-hand touchline. Frankie de Jong with a nice little shuffle brings it into the Moroccan half, but then he sells. Gravenberch short, and there's 3 forward here for Morocco. Sliding in was de Jong, was Van Hecke rather. Ball taken over on the corner of the penalty area, rising shot over the bar from Unai. And just for a moment there, through the mistake, the sloppy pass, Morocco were able to pounce. There was a pacey tackle in there, a hefty tackle from Van Hecke. Took out El Ainaoui. Referee was happy to play on.
He had to get it right, Van Hecke, and it was an important tackle because if he doesn't, he's in. And he plays the ball to El Kanous, and he's in 1-on-1. It was a big tackle from Van Hecke. It was a sore one, but it was a hell of a tackle.
And then Unai, right-footed, rising shot across goal. Verbruggen pulled his hand away, feeling confident that was going over, and now he wipes his hand across his head, pinching his nose, almost realising how close he might have been or what that opportunity was. Netherlands 0, Morocco 0, halfway through the 6 minutes of added time that was shown at the end of this first half. And now he's got the ball again. Players in front of him just stall their runs, realising they might be offside. He took his time to play the pass out towards the right-hand touchline. Hakimi of Paris Saint-Germain touches the ball in field for El Kanous, gets it back, triangular play from Morocco, quick couple of touches, but now use the space. Karma assured from Ayoub. El Kanous is out on that wide side again. Ainaoui, as Hakimi down, you heard the screams by the touchline far side. Referee, after a little bit of thinking, plus his assistant's flag, gives the free kick to Morocco, level with the corner of the penalty area.
Yeah, I think Mickey van der Ven blocks off Hakimi. He tries to play a 1-2 there. Hakimi, you can see it, he just lays it off and he goes. And Mickey van der Ven says, you're not getting past me.
Yeah, almost a semi-rugby challenge that from Mickey van der Ven. Talking of which, the Nations Championship launches this week. The Rugby Union podcast is in South Africa ahead of the match. 4:40 on Saturday. Commentary of that on BBC Radio 5 Live. Thank you to Mickey van der Ven for helping me plug that with his challenge. Free kick, right out on the far side of the field. Morocco's right, Hakimi gets to his feet. He's now ready to take it. Plants his feet, left foot in front of his right. 5 yards or so away from the ball. Netherlands have everybody back, just one man outside the box. Over Somerville it goes, and nearly all the way through. Hit with pace, never really had much height, but Saibari can't get the touch that would have guaranteed a goal for Morocco. And it's out for a goal kick, 0-0.
What a ball in from Hakimi. It's a fantastic ball in. And Sabari, I don't know if he gets there and he completely misses it or it just skips on ahead of him. But he's got to throw his body at it. Now he misses it. You know what? He should go with his head. He tries to go. He doesn't move his feet quick enough and it does skip off the ground. The grass, but he should have gone with his head. If he goes with his head, he's got to tap in at the back post. The ball in, Mike, from Hakimi is outstanding.
Evaded everybody in an orange shirt. Fans behind the goal, watching on in a Morocco sense, were leaning so far back they may as well have been doing the limbo. They can't believe that chance was missed, but maybe now the Netherlands can come at the other end. Dumfries squares it, looking for the oncoming player of Ryan Gravenberch, but his touch just flies the ball up into the air with no power or direction, and the referee blows for half-time. Well, what a half that has been under the night skies now of Monterrey. The sun has set, the floodlights are on, Bart Verbruggen, the hero at one end. Two brilliant saves for him to deny Morocco an opener, although Saibari himself will rue not taking a couple of chances where Verbruggen could only stand and watch. At the other end, Netherlands have had steady play and put some dangerous balls in, but Bono has only been tested once. Hakimi having a word with the referee as they head towards the tunnel. 0-0 at half-time, Clinton.
Yeah, really entertaining 0-0, end-to-end. Morocco have shaded it. They've been the better team. I think they worked Van Bruggen much more. Mickey van der Ven just there at the end. Dumfries has got to do better. Got to pick someone out or try and test Bono. But yeah, really entertaining game, and this could be won and lost from the bench as well. I think players will be tired, and you look to your bench to make changes that can affect this game.
There is quality on both benches. Dotton, as the players head down the tunnel for half-time, Avicii levels rings around the Monterrey Stadium. There are levels to this game, and both of these two are playing to a very high standard, but without the end product. Netherlands 0, Morocco 0.
Mike, that's good enough for me. Mike Minet there, and Clinton Morrison will reconvene with them for the second half of Morocco versus the Netherlands. We said it was going to be tasty, and I think it's fair to say it has been so far. We'll get Paul Serra's thoughts on it in a moment or two, but first, let's get the latest BBC Radio 5 live headlines. It's 2:52.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The voice of the UK and the FIFA World Cup 2026.
The British Medical Association has announced that resident doctors in England have voted to accept the government's latest offer on pay and jobs. The deal includes faster progress for doctors through pay scales and thousands more training places. It brings to an end a 3-year-long dispute in which 15 strikes took place. Police in northern Germany say 6 people have been shot dead in the northern city of Stade. The killings at a centre for women and children led to a major police operation, though authorities say there's no further threat to the public. All of the victims were adults. Venezuela's interim president Delcy Rodriguez says camps will be set up to house those displaced by last week's earthquakes. The number of dead has risen to more than 1,700, with thousands still missing. And West End theatres are to dim their lights on Wednesday to commemorate Dame Penelope Keith, who has died at the age of 86. Her portrayal of Margot in The Good Life and Audrey in To the Manor Born made her one of Britain's most popular comic actresses in the 1970s and early 80s. It's 0-0 at half-time between the Netherlands and Morocco in Monterrey. With the rest of the sports news, here's Shabnam Yunus-Jewel.
Germany have been knocked out of the World Cup by Paraguay in the first big shock of the tournament. It's the first time the Germans have ever lost a penalty shootout at the finals of the World Cup. Paraguay won 4-3 to go through to the last 16 to play either France or Sweden. While Brazil broke Japanese hearts when Gabriel Martinelli scored a 95th minute winner to send them into the last 16. Japan had taken the lead in the first half through Kaoshi Sano before Casemiro equalised in the 56th minute. The final scoreline was 2-1 after the dramatic late goal, and Brazil will now face either the Ivory Coast or Norway. Elsewhere in football, Bournemouth have rejected an inquiry from Arsenal for Alex Scott and say the midfielder is not for sale this summer. The Premier League champions want to sign a new central midfielder, but Scott is also attracting serious interest from other top-flight clubs. And at Wimbledon, Cameron Norrie was the most high-profile of the record 10 British players to lose on the opening day. The only seeded Brit in the singles draw, Norrie lost a gruelling 5-set match to qualify at Michael Zheng. Only Jack Pennington-Jones saw out Monday, and he was 2 sets down against the American Brandon Nakashima when Bad Light ended their match early. Elsewhere, defending champion Yannick Sinner survived a scare, reaching round 2 with a 5-set comeback victory over inspired opponent Miomir Kecmanovic. But no such problem for the women's top seed Arina Sabalenka, who dispatched qualifier Teodora Kostovic 6-2, 6-3 in just over an hour. And Novak Djokovic launched his latest bid for a record 25th Grand Slam title with a battling win over China's Wu Yibing.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of summer.
Quiet, please.
Crowd settles out here on centre court.
Here we go. Returns for the forehand, and that's a beauty.
Stunning backhand volley.
Slice forehand.
Backhand into the middle of the court.
He's trying to win it here. And he has!
Join us down at SW19 for Wimbledon 2026.
The two embrace at the net.
Continues today from 1.
Ask your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 5 Live.
This is Dr. Adebayo
on BBC Radio 5 Live.
on digital radio.
On BBC Sounds.
And ask your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 5 Live.
Yeah, this is the nightclub of BBC Radio 5 Live, your World Cup station. It's 0-0 in the match-up between the Netherlands and Morocco in Monterrey, and we'll join Mike Maine and Clinton Morrison for the second half commentary in a few minutes or so. We've got a few minutes to reflect on what we've seen tonight and heard, of course, on 5 Live. Over the course of the night, we had a cracking game. Well, when Paraguay took on Germany, this is what happened, more or less.
The ball is placed down on the spot, and it is with Jose Canale, the central defender, who's been terrific at the back. Jose Canale to make himself the hero, and he scores! Left-footed, high into the net. Germany, for the first time ever, at the World Cup finals, have lost a shootout, and Paraguay pull off a major upset as Canale is mobbed on the far side by the Paraguayan players. He disappears into a sea of navy blue. Germany are out, and Paraguay, with such a shock, are through to the last 16.
That's why 5 Live has got the best commentary on the World Cup. As you can imagine, the very best of commentators there, giving you a sense of the enormity of how Paraguay defeated Germany. I still can't quite believe it. Paul Serra's, Galactic Serra's, you know, when I heard the commentary again, I'm like, did that really happen? Yes, it happened overnight, right here on BBC Radio 5 Live a couple of hours ago. And now we're seeing another underdog, if you like, Morocco. In terms of World Cup football, though, in terms of rankings and everything.
I don't think so, Dustin. I don't think so anymore.
No.
I don't buy it. I think that's one of the enduring themes of this World Cup so far, and that's that the smaller teams. I'm not saying that Morocco are a smaller team in this example,
African
but the
champions,
smaller
quote
teams
unquote,
have shown no fear. Japan showed no fear against Brazil in the day's first game. In that first half, they really took it to them. And, you know, when they were playing Sweden in their final group match and Brazil were waiting, you could have forgiven them maybe for having taking the risk and maybe allowing Sweden a goal to avoid Brazil. But it just shows that, I mean, ultimately they would have ended up with France, which is which is not ideal either. But I just think the fear is gone. The fear factor is gone. There are so many players from so-called smaller nations now playing week in, week out at the top of the game that those huge gulfs between teams at the World Cup, that's gone. And I mean, this game is it's a really good game, isn't it?
It's a good game.
It's so good.
You can't take your eyes off this one.
You really can't. And it's you're looking almost through one eye because you're wincing a bit because it's so full-blooded. And I don't know what's happened, but we haven't had a yellow card yet. And Wilton Sampaio is the referee here. I don't know if you remember, Don.
I do remember him, yes.
He sent off 3 players in the opening match between Mexico and South Africa.
That was mad. But
after that, I think someone's had a word with him because he's left his cards in the dressing room.
I think they have had a good word with him.
Because, we're laughing about it, but this is the kind of game that can get out of hand. And I think the referee really needs a firm...
No, but I think he's kept it flowing, actually.
The only thing flowing is the claret from Jean-Paul Van Hecker's forehead.
That was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. But it wasn't malicious.
It's not... That wasn't malicious, no. But there has been a bit of needle in it, which as long as it's controlled, you want to see that. But the referee, I think, has got to step in a bit more.
We had a bit of a conversation before the match, with this charming Van, Patrick Wetzels, and also with the man who we call the chicken tikka Mo Salah, Maher Mizrahi. And, we clarified the social, historical, demographic context of this with so many Moroccans in the Netherlands, it means a lot. And when I see what you call the undercurrent, I can see and I can feel the immigrant story. When the team representing, your parental homeland or whatever it might be, think, listen, I know you lot are going through a lot out there in Europe, but hey, this will be one for you guys. That's how I feel the needle is.
I get it.
That the Moroccan players feel that they're playing for Moroccans in the Netherlands as much as Moroccans back home.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, I get that, and it's beautiful and it's romantic and all of that. But what's not beautiful or romantic is somebody's World Cup being ended by broken leg
100%.
Because the referee did not get hold of the game.
Do you think we've come close to that at all in this?
I think that the referee needs to get a grip of this game, or it will become about him, and we never want that. We want, we want referees to be almost invisible, don't we? We want them to sort of merge into the background and not take centre stage. We've seen a couple of those, I think, at this World Cup so far, and I think there is a danger of this happening in the second half from Wilton Sampaio. There were a couple of nasty things. Van Hecker has been targeted in that first half,
sure.
and he got a whack in the face 3 or 4 times. I don't think that's okay.
No,
and he's dealt with it pretty well. But we saw it a bit with the German game as well, with a player who is not like that at all, losing his rag in Jamal Musiala. I mean, that was completely out of character for him. So the referee has to protect players.
Okay,
and I don't think he's doing that.
But there is quality on the pitch as well.
No.
It's not just
the disappointing thing,
argy-bargy,
Dawson, is if Morocco went toe-to-toe with them and tried to play just football against them,
they probably take them on,
because the Netherlands feel like they've been maybe in the ascendancy to an extent. But when you think about moments in that first half, it's all about Morocco on the front foot going forward. And Saibari up front should have scored just before half-time there with that ball whipped across the face of goal. He had other opportunities. There was a brilliant save from Bart Verbruggen from the header at the near post, and there was a very good save from Bono in between the posts for Morocco from who was it that took the shot from distance? Van der Ven. So, it's so beautifully poised. I just want to see the referee just take just 5% of that edge out so we can enjoy it without worrying that, something is going to really get out of hand.
Okay.
I just feel a bit like that, don't you think? You just feel a bit like that to me.
I feel like, in terms of football, I feel like the Netherlands have only been able to realise one aspect of their attack, which is let's get the ball up to Brobbey as soon as possible. And I think they've only been able to use this tactic so far because Morocco have pinned them back to a certain extent in their attack down the other end.
But the thing is, when you've got someone like Van Dijk with his range of passing from the back, he can create from that position. So, and especially, with the likes of Crescencio Somerville and that electric pace that he's got in behind, and Brobbey, I just think that it's the more Morocco push, the more they're leaving space at the back, which can be exploited by a vertical pass of quality from the likes of Van Dijk or Nathan Ake.
I think their defence has been quite solid so far, Morocco,
it's
to be fair.
It's
0-0, exactly.
And XG is, very, very low.
And there is a connection between Crescencio Somerville and Brobbey that has only materialised once in this first half, really, in terms of a goal threat. But if the Netherlands can get that working again, then Morocco will have a problem that they're going to have to deal with, and that will be, a defensive problem. If there is a hole there, it's going to be exploited very soon. Crescencio Somerville is in the season of his life, I think. He hasn't realised it yet in this World Cup, but it feels like if he can get that connection with Brobbey going, they're on the way.
I think, Dotson, I think this is where the Netherlands are weak through the middle up front. I think Brobbey, I know it sounds a bit silly, really, considering Brobbey's got 3 goals and, he's been part of this Sunderland team that have had
awesome.
a sensational season in the Premier League.
He's awesome as a centre forward, though.
When you think Dutch striker, Dutch number 9, we could sit here and name 25 that we'd prefer in our team ahead of Brian Brobbey. No offence to him. He's the best of a bad lot at the moment, and the Dutch haven't produced a top-notch striker since Van Persie.
I think you might have a point there.
I think it's a travesty, honestly, that Memphis Depay is their top scorer of all time, and you've got the likes of Van Basten and Van Persie, and so many brilliant strikers that would be, I mean, not more deserving. That's not fair to Memphis Depay, but who you would expect to see at the top of that list.
You called it as a draw very quickly, Paul. You called it as a draw. You sticking by that?
I am.
Okay, let's wait and see what happens now in the second.
Unconvincingly.
As always. Let's see what happens now in the second half. We've got the continued commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live, your World Cup station, with Mike Mainet and also Clinton Morrison. Take it away, gents.
Thanks, Dalton. The fans at half-time treated to a bit of a show. The floodlights went out, their flash lights on their phones danced to the music. We had purple and lilac and sky blue LEDs reflecting off the metal sheeted roof of this circular stadium as the orange moon glistens in the dark skies above Monterrey. We're underway in the second half. No changes at the break. Netherlands 0, Morocco 0. Perhaps no surprise. Netherlands are unbeaten against African teams at the World Cup, winning 5, drawing 1 of those. It's the first time they've met one in a knockout match. Morocco have lost just 2 of 8 against European sides. 1-3, drawn 3, and have kept 5 clean sheets in their last 7 World Cup matches against European teams. Someone somewhere has to buck the trend, and there's a big second half ahead for both of these sides.
Yeah, definitely. Someone has to produce a bit of magic in this game to win it. It could be one goal that separates it, and it could be a bit of magic, but it was a good first half. I did enjoy it.
So, Netherlands now right to left, attacking a tiny little pocket of fans in one block behind the goal that are also in bright orange shirts. The Netherlands with that vibrant outfit, the shorts and socks to match, as Brian Brobby rolls over with his socks rolled down. First yellow card of the game. Challenge in from Issa Diop of Fulham on Brian Brobby of Sunderland. And he just stretched out, he rolled his studs down his left leg, didn't he?
He does, and look, and the shin pads that they wear nowadays doesn't really protect them. It looks like he doesn't have any shin pads on, but he does, Brian Brobby, but it's a sore one. It's a deserved yellow card. He weren't deliberate for Issa Diop, but you can't make that tackle.
So Morocco all in white. Their fans again doing the thunderclap, some holding some large flags in their hand. There's a drummer banging the drum to the beat of the thunderclap as well in the gaps when the fans aren't clapping. Morocco left to right, attacking a pocket of red-cladded fans behind the goal. That dark, saturated red that Morocco have traditionally. They are in their away kit today. Free kick to the Netherlands. Almost level with the tip of the centre circle. Out on this near side, Somerville floats it up. Header is back in towards the middle of the penalty area. It is a backwards header from, is it Gravenberch, I think? And it's straight into the hands of the Moroccan goalkeeper, Yassine Bono.
Yeah. They've come out on the front foot again, Netherlands. It feels like exactly what we watched in the first half, where they were the better team in the first 5-10 minutes without causing any real problems, and then Morocco turned it up again.
What did you make to the debate that we heard at half-time there with Dotton and Paul, just talking about the Netherlands front line, how it isn't perhaps the Van Persies, Van Bastens and Van Nistelrooys of old, and it's Brian Brobby leading the line today?
No, I understand it, obviously.
Hold on a minute, because here come Morocco down the left-hand side. And now he lets it roll. Hakimi lays it off. Bouhaddi rising shot, digging under it, leaning back as he took it on over the bar goal kick.
Yeah, going back to it, it's good play there. And Hakimi's, for the first time, his touch into Bouhaddi wasn't good enough, and it was hard for the youngster to get his shot away. Going back to that, David Van Basten, the Kluiverts, Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie, fantastic goal scorers. One thing I'll say though, Brian Brobby's been outstanding. He's a different centre forward. He can lead the line, he can hold it up. I know where it is. People are saying he's not pretty on the eye, but he's very effective for this Netherlands team.
Yeah, not regularly bullying the Moroccan back line, but he's certainly shown his strength at times.
Yeah, he's a handful, and I think he can occupy defenders, and others can get on the end of stuff. But I understand what they're saying, like Van Persie, Van Basten, who scored spectacular goals.
So nearly 4 minutes gone in the second half. 0-0 as it was at half-time, but don't be surprised. Brazil needed a 96-minute winner earlier against Japan. Germany needed penalties. Sorry, Paraguay needed penalties. You're so used to saying the Germans won on penalties.
First time they've lost on penalties, haven't they, I think?
Germans out, Paraguay winning on penalties, and of course yesterday Canada needed to win it in stoppage time against South Africa, so maybe we'll go the way as well. I have got the penalty chart ready, we may need it. 3:10 just gone on Tuesday morning on BBC Radio 5 Live. It is 9:10 at night in Monterey, where in near 30-degree heat these two are playing. You could see the sweat of the shirts clinging to the players' bodies in the first half. Running through the two teams in the next break of play. Here's El Ainaoui of Morocco, uses Issa Diop, the first man on a yellow card in this game, and for that studs raking down the left calf of Brian Brobby at the beginning of this period of play. El Ainaoui again tries to find the little pocket of space for Brahim Diaz, who turns it out towards Hakimi, a couple of yards in from the touchline. Hakimi plays it inside. Here's Ainaoui into Diaz. Can Diaz get the turn and then the shot away? He's quickly hustled by 3 or 4 orange shirts in the Netherlands. One of them's able to poke it away back towards the halfway line. Diaz so quiet in the first half, very nearly had a big say in the second. Hangs around just outside the D for now. El Khanous, Unai, El Khanous again, Hakimi, who's come right in field from the right-hand side now, but the ball back on this near side touchline. Unai, Hakimi with that blue captain's armband on, just keeps the ball moving in the same direction, away towards the left-hand side. Mazraoui quickly sharpens his run to get to the ball. Netherlands applying a fair press inside their own half here, but Morocco are able to play around it for now.
Exactly, like it, now they're starting to dominate Morocco, and they need to get Brahim Diaz into the game a bit more. You can see El Khanous is he's wandering over to this right-hand side. He needs to hold his width on the left-hand side.
Or that relaxed Mohamed Wabi, the head coach of Morocco, grey suit on, white shirt, no tie, white trainers, hands in pockets. From the Moroccan manager as his side come forward away to his right-hand side, trying to feed in Hakimi, angle on the right-hand side, Hakimi hits the bar. The angle was narrowing, he fired that shot in towards Bart Verbruggen, who could only watch and pray. It hits the bar and ricochets right over towards the far side. Big chance for Morocco. Yeah,
he might have just been offside, but it's a great opportunity for Hakimi. And you know what? I think he picks the wrong option. He should be really drilling that to the far post. Look, Sabari's got to tap in. If you score, then I'll say well done. So people will say it's unlucky. I'll say he made the wrong decision. Sabari's got to tap in at the back post.
Just goes over the outside of the right shoulder of Bart Verbruggen. 2 fantastic saves from him in the first half. Nothing he could do about that apart from keep his fingers crossed. So we are 7 minutes into the second half, 0-0. 6 attempts at goal for Morocco, 4 for the Netherlands. We knew this would be tight. We knew it's 2 quality teams. It has proven exactly that. Sombreros from the Moroccan fans in red and white bubbles on the rim of the sombrero. Jumping around, keeping the atmosphere going, creating a great noise inside this 2-tiered arena, except at one end where it dips down to 1 tier. Shiny metal stadium. It's known as the Steel Giant in Monterey. Gakpo, quiet in the first half, now ventures forward and using the outside of his boot, can't fit it into the middle, but Somerville hasn't given it up, he nicks it back, goes down on the edge of the D, wants the referee to make a decision, and then Bouadi, as he comes forward, is tripped by Dion. The free kick is given, but it's given to Morocco 0-0.
He's like my old headmaster, this referee, the way he points and he used to tell his players off. That's how I used to get told off at school. It's not a foul from Somerville, he dives, so he makes the right decision. Credit to the referee, he's made a really good decision, but yeah, the way he wagged his finger, I knew I was in trouble. I had to go to the headmaster's office.
You definitely got the cane, didn't you?
No, we didn't get that in our school age. They couldn't do that in our age. I'm not that old, Mike. Got detentions, but I never get the cane. I probably would have got the cane back and hit the headmaster back.
Didn't they name the detention room the Clinton Morrison room in the
end? They did. They just put me, they said, oh, the headmaster said, just sit here, Clint. I know what you've come for. I said, okay.
0-0. Netherlands, Morocco at the World Cup, last 32. Already through Canada, Paraguay and Brazil. Winner of this will face Canada. Paraguay will face the winners of France or Sweden. There's a possible semi-final for these two against Spain or Portugal. 54 minutes played. goalless in Monterrey. I will run you through the two teams in a minute. Diaz has the ball, close to his feet, never more than a yard away from him, down the right-hand side, feeds it to Unai. Hakimi gets involved, and then Unai tries to return it to him. And the Netherlands are able to clear. Brobby slid in, nudges it to Somerville, goes past one, flicks it on the outside, down the left-hand side it comes for Cody Gakpo. Slows it down a little bit, cuts in field, goes round Unai, then a little drifting curling ball goes behind for a goal kick. I think Gakpo feels there was a touch there, does he? He's appealing for something.
Yeah, he wants a touch. He's got to be better there, Gakpo. He does ever so well, and he ain't had that space where he comes inside. And yeah, there's not a touch. It's a disappointing cross in the end, but yeah, the game's just starting to open up a bit now, Mike.
Ref cam perfectly placed for that Gakpo effort that curled without a touch, and down the middle side of Hakimi is through here. Hakimi in on goal. What a sliding challenge that is from Mickey van der Ven. We know he's got pace. He had to have pace. Saibari right at the penalty area. Van der Ven slides in and prevents the shot.
It's an unbelievable defended tackle. Listen, they get caught wrong side, Ake and Mickey van der Ven.
And now the chase is on for the Netherlands, but I think the flag is up on the far side. It is. That's going to give a free kick. Right, I've got time to run through the two teams 10 minutes into the second half. Verbruggen in goal, Van Hecke, Van Dijk, Ake, Dumfries, Gravenberch, De Jong, Van der Ven, Somerville, Gakpo and Brobby is your Netherlands team. It's Gianni Infantino, shirt off, sleeves rolled up, tie on, watches on. Bono is the goalkeeper for Morocco. Hakimi, Diop, Riyad and Mazraoui, the back four, all of those top-level stars. Three of them play in the Premier League. El Ainaoui and Bouadi hold the midfield. Diaz, Unai and El Khanous behind. Saibari, who knows where the net is, hasn't covered himself in glory, missing a couple of chances, or getting close to a couple of chances. One certainly in the first half where he should have gone with his head before his body, but the ball ran past him at pace. 0-0 in Monterrey. Floodlights casting four-way shadows down on the turf. Diaz got a little drop of the shoulder. Now next up for him is Ake. Ake does enough. Van Hecke is able to nudge the ball away. Morocco have it inside the centre circle. Clinton Morrison.
They're dominating, Mike, Morocco. Netherlands can't get a foothold in this game. I think Koeman's going to have to make some changes at the moment because the ball's coming back, but the tackle from Mickey van der Ven is outstanding. Hakimi makes a brilliant run, and he's probably the only one on the pitch you can get back at Hakimi, and what a tackle it was.
Seen one of the saves of the tournament from Verbruggen in the first half. I think we've seen one of the tackles of the tournament from Van der Ven in this second half. 0-0. Ball out to the right-hand side for Hakimi. This feels open. It feels like either side could get a shot on goal at any moment as Van der Ven marks Hakimi once again, forces him back out towards this near side touchline. Unai, Bouadi.
He looks knackered, Mickey van der Ven. It's because Hakimi just does not stop. He's relentless. His fitness levels are a joke.
Unai drifting, lofted ball out towards the far side, controlled brilliantly by El Khanous. Now on the left-hand touchline, moves in towards the 18-yard box, a cross in. Past Saibari looking for Hakimi. Mazraoui heads it down back towards the edge of the D. Netherlands sloppy in the clearance. El Khanous will pick it up in space on the left-hand side. He's going to go for goal. And it looked like it might be squirming its way through to the bottom right-hand corner. Verbruggen dives down, makes a save, 0-0.
Yeah, it's good again. They can't get out, Netherlands. De Jong giving the ball away. Dumfries running away from it, not wanting it. El Khanous, the deflection from Gravenberch makes it an easier save for Van Bruggen, but as I said, Koeman will be looking to his bench because it looks like there's only one team going to win this at the moment.
Carlos Puyol is watching on. Luis Hernandez, former Mexico striker, is. CONCACAF president is there. The Netherlands FA president is there as well, all with Gianni Infantino watching on. Impressed by what they have seen, even if we haven't found the breakthrough yet. Gakpo, right-footed, curling ball to the rear of the penalty area, headed away by Mazraoui. Controlled down in the D, the shot slammed against the Moroccan defender from Ryan Gravenberch, and as Morocco try and bring it away, they run into traffic. Gravenberch. This is a fantastic game of football. It's going to be unlocked at some point. I just can't tell you which way. Yeah,
it is going to be unlocked, definitely. And Gravenberch just burst in there. And he was unlucky, but it's a good block on the edge of the box. But yeah, it just needs, as I said, this will be won by one piece of magic or a mistake.
One of those great Dutch strikers, Ruud van Nistelrooy, with his glasses on, tracksuit, grey top, stands next to Ronald Koeman, the Netherlands manager. There's still a staining of blood down the side of Jan-Paul van Hecke's face. It went off in the first half with a big cut to his head, the boot of Mazraoui. Drumbeat continues from the Moroccan fans. 14 minutes into this second half on BBC Radio 5 Live, 0-0. Morocco in possession. Brahim Diaz has dropped deep. Memphis Depay, who was in that half-time chat, is on the bench. Netherlands' all-time leading goal scorer. When do they bring him on? Wout Weghorst, who was a major part in the 2022 setup for the Netherlands, scoring those 2 goals late on against Argentina to take the game to extra time, of which the Netherlands went out on penalties. Penalties, of course, where we end up if we're level, not only after 90 minutes, but the extra half hour of extra time too, now that we've reached the knockout stage of the World Cup. Morocco in possession. Roll the ball to the centre circle. Riyad, El Ainaoui play it between themselves. Hakimi with the armband on, orange and yellow boots. There's Bouadi, that long black hair flowing down behind his ears, bouncing and almost flying up on the top of his head with every step he takes. Riyad, little nudge out to the left-hand side for Mazraoui, into a pocket of space for Saibari, who flicks it over Van Hecke. Clever bit of play from the sliding Dutch defender, can't do anything with it. Saibari into the 6-yard box on the pullback. A host of 5 orange shirts back there. It hits one of them behind for a corner.
Yeah, Saibari's got Van Hecke's number. He knows he's got him for pace, and he's trying to just dive in because he don't want to get in a sprint with him. It's a great bit of skill. He just flicks it over him and says, see you later. He does ever so well, but Netherlands do well to recover, and I don't think Morocco have enough bodies in the box.
Joint Moroccan top scorer in World Cup history with Youssef En-Nesyri is Ismail Saibari. Corner from the far side, in at the near post. Oh, it's very nearly on for Frenkie de Jong's head. And I think there was a boot of Verbruggen that just steered it around the post and the right side of it, another corner.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's El Khanous might get the touch and then it flicked off de Jong, but they were both going for it at the front post. It was a good save from Verbruggen again, but they do whip the ball in ever so well, Morocco.
Wilfried Sampaio just stopped that corner. The referee crouched down almost in the penalty area, watching the host of players around Verbruggen. In it goes, near post again. And that has come off this time. Denzel Dumfries, who was himself on his knees and chested it behind for another Morocco corner on that far side. 3rd in a row from that side of the ground. Morocco's left. Hakimi over it, just tells El Khanous to go away, who was the short option. So another in-swinging delivery with the right boot of Hakimi, again in at the near post, and again Frenkie de Jong this time sliding in, 4th corner in a row.
Yeah, they're going to do a short one next, surely, because I know what he's trying to do, Hakimi. He's trying to whip that into the near post and try and get a flick like they did in the first half, but, well, they were going to go short, but Hakimi says, no, I'm not having none of that.
Yeah, he's going for the penalty area again, sends away El Khanous once more. Khanous stands 10 yards away from him. This one's deeper, so deep. It's over everybody from Hakimi. No one at the back post. He raises a hand in apology. Goal kick to the Netherlands, and I think they might try and take a little bit of time over this, because the last 5 minutes or so have been all about Morocco.
Yeah, they have, and you're right. The ball in from Hakimi, I think de Jong misses it. That could just have gone in straight from the corner. Verbruggen sees it late. I think it takes a slight deflection of maybe Denzel Dumfries. It's a really good save.
17 minutes in this second half have gone. They have flown by.
I think your call of when you had your notepad waiting for penalties, I think you could be right, mate.
Well, if that's the case, BBC Radio 5 Live will be bringing you World Cup commentary well into 4 o'clock in the morning. Big swig of water from Mohamed Ouabi, the Moroccan coach, 49 years old. He grew up in Belgium. Initially, he was a teacher. He coached Anderlecht's under-9s. Promoted up to the under-19s, where he worked with the likes of Yuri Tillemans, Adnan Januzaj and Jeremy Doku. Awkward bouncing ball. Some of them will try and get the better of his pace around Mazraoui, who goes to the ground almost like a flapping fish out of water, stretching his neck as far as he could to get any touch and take the ball away from Somerville. He did that. Gakpo in the right corner on the far side. Runs out of time, goal kick.
Yeah, it's been not effective, does he, this evening in Gakpo. It looked like Somerville had the beating of Mazraoui there. It looked like he had actually got round him. No, I don't know if there's enough in it, to be fair, because Mazraoui and they lock arms together, and they've kind of it's like a sandwich kind of thing, isn't it? It's a difficult one. I think it's 50-50, and if the referee gives out Mazraoui, I think he gets sent off.
VAR not doing any lengthy checks on that. They're happy with the referee's call. Netherlands 0, Morocco 0. Plenty more World Cup action to come today. 6 o'clock, Ivory Coast, Norway. Ray Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton have that for you. Ian Dennis and Jen Beattie going to be in the Met Live for France, Sweden from 10 o'clock today. 10 p.m. that is, and then at 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, Mexico, Ecuador with Chris Coles and Efe Koku. Of course, on Wednesday, we'll have all the build-up and commentary to England against DR Congo. 0-0 here in Monterrey, Mexico. The final game to be played in this stadium. Netherlands, who scored the first goal in all 3 of their group stage matches, trying to find the breakthrough against a Morocco side that have already matched their goal tally from 2022. In from the left-hand touchline was Mickey van der Ven, but unsuccessfully so and fairly challenged, and Morocco will come again. 6th against 7th in the world rankings. Morocco 6th, 1 place behind Brazil. Netherlands 7th. In a World Cup knockout at the round of 32 that is probably one of the standout games of this tournament. Croatia-Portugal will be an interesting one. A big side's going home there as well. Canada already through as one of the hosts. Mexico have their turn in the coming days. And USA host Bosnia in the small hours of Thursday morning. Mexico could await England in the last 16. Hakimi.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a game if it is, if Mexico and England take care of their business. The 2 tough games they got, that'd be a good game.
Is Unai wearing the number 8 on the back of his white shirt, red names and numbers on those Moroccan outfits, golden pattern to those white shirts as well, white shorts, white socks. His Diop of Fulham short sleeve shirt, his socks pulled right up to the top of his shorts, just about to see his kneecaps as he turns back towards his own goal. Uses Bono all in a lime green, luminous green number. Away to our left-hand side as we look at it. He hits a long ball downfield, goes straight through to Bart Verbruggen, the Dutch goalkeeper, all in blue, more of a laser blue for him. Van Heck across the halfway line, a low flat pass towards Somerville midway inside the Moroccan half. And we, at the midway point almost of this second half, get our hydration break, which once again raises concerns of momentum, because that first 22 minutes or so, Clinton, flew by.
Yeah, it did fly by. And as I said, it's pretty even in this one. Morocco causing problems, but I don't know for the life of me why Netherlands don't just go and press onto Morocco, because you give good players time and space, they're gonna hurt you. Go and press them from the front. I know they're trying to manage the weather conditions and stuff like that, but you've got enough subs that you can bring on after 65-70 minutes. If you're tired, just hold your hand up. No shame in that. But they look, yeah, he's the one, Hakimi, who's getting involved, and he's the one who looks the most likely at the minute. The tackle from Mickey van der Ven's outstanding.
Hakimi taking a breather, he's offered a drink, he's rejected it for now as he just undoes his shoelaces and pulls down his left sock. Medic is near him, maybe about to apply some form of treatment for Hakimi.
That's like a blister, that is. That is like, what he's having is kind of, he must have a blister, so it's like second skin you put on. And that is that Weghorst.
That looks like Wout Weghorst getting ready for the Netherlands as well.
Interesting.
His long hair tied up in a bun, he's taking his shirt off, but he's getting prepared to come on. We talked about the Dutch firepower and maybe the lack of it. Is on the bench, the Dutch all-time leading goal scorer. But of the options, I don't think Wout Weghorst was top of your list.
I don't think I would have brought him on, if I'm being totally honest. I know he scores big, important goals, but I would have probably put Memphis Depay on instead of him.
Are they thinking something different? Instead of playing it, are they going for the route one?
Yeah, maybe back to front quicker, but I think they've been trying to do that with Brian Brobby, and I think Brobby holds the ball better than Weghorst. Is that to win flick-ons and get runners in behind? It might be something different, but you know what? Ronald Koeman sees these players day in, day out, so he'd probably know. But it looks like they're making quite a few substitutions.
Yeah, Toon Koopmeiners and Wout Weghorst are, as well as Bart Verbruggen, over the shoulder of one of the Dutch coaches, who's taken out his earphones so he can hear or speak directly to the players. What was very funny there, the camera was trained on the 3 players around the coach, and one of the Dutch coaches stood in front of the camera and said, no secrets. See that a lot in F1 when they hide round the back of the cars to stop other teams working out perhaps what the aerodynamics are. Fans are waving their banners in the stands, the flags, the bright orange flags of the Dutch, the red and green of Morocco, as the outside of the stadium is lit up beautifully. White lights and dancing LEDs as the roof arches over the top. The metal panels line the full height of the stadium. The white full moon shining bright next to the now darkened mountains of the eastern Mexican city of Monterrey. The mountains that stand in the background, some 6,000 feet above sea level, the Serra de la Silla. Great view when you look at the stadium from an aerial perspective. The view that you get of those rising green mountains, just like a sheet of green rising high up into the air. Beautiful in the daytime, one of the more aesthetically pleasing stadiums in terms of its backdrop and landscape. So here come those changes for the Dutch. Nathan Ake, whose debut came against Morocco in 2017, is now off. And they've also taken off, I'll work that out in a minute, but they've definitely brought on.
Brian Brobby's gone off.
And
Weghorst has come on, and Koopmeiners has come on for Nathan Ake. So
they're going for it at the back.
Yeah,
there.
they'll go for it at the back, you're spot on. But that's why I'm surprised it wasn't Reinders that came on instead of Koopmeiners. But as I said, Ron will come and see something different tonight.
Yeah, Reinders, who started every group stage game, is left on for now. So the Dutch blink first in terms of changes. We've got 20 minutes left of the second half, back underway. Netherlands in those vibrant orange kits have flicked a header on from the halfway line. Somerville has Gakpo with him. Somerville goes down, Gakpo pounces! Oh, that's a goal that means the whole world to Cody Gakpo, but even more to the Netherlands maybe. Straight after the restart, and the whole team rushes to Cody Gakpo on the edge of the 6-yard box. He's had a horrible week personally. The tragic death of his unborn child, but he wanted to play for his son and for his country, and he scored the goal that puts the Netherlands 1-0 up in the last 32 against Morocco. Instinctive finish, powerful finish with a powerful meaning. Netherlands 1, Morocco 0.
Yeah, he's emotional, Cody Gakpo. I don't think anyone could explain what he's going through, but yeah, he's super emotional, but it's fantastic for Weghorst. I did say it to you, you said it might have brought him on to win the flick-ons. He wins a great flick-on, and some of those, he's caused problems all evenings, does ever so well, plays it to Gakpo, and yeah, Gakpo deserves it, and someone from above is definitely looking down on him, but it's an emotional moment from Cody Gakpo. There were tears in his eyes, but he wants it. He's been really quiet this evening, and once he gets into that position, it's a brilliant goal, and it's an emotional goal for him, but fantastic goal for Cody Gakpo.
He's in tears, he points to the skies as he walks back towards the halfway line. Flick on, charge from Somerville, and there was Gakpo, right-footed, first time at pace with an onrushing goalkeeper, and Ronald Koeman was out of his dugout chair. Gakpo, with tears in his eyes, that will mean the world and evermore to him and his family. It's a goal that has the Dutch in front. They want more here as well. They're trying to get on the attack. And Cody Gakpo, with an emotional Instagram post this week, him and his partner, with the loss of their unborn baby boy. And there are fans in tears as well. There is nobody that can't be affected by Cody Gakpo's story in the last 7 days, but with all those players around him, a team united, and they lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, definitely. It's a special moment for Cody Gakpo, and yeah, you feel for him for what he's going through, but what a special moment for him. And listen, footballers are human beings and suffer a lot of things in life, but fantastic finish for him. Even for him to be playing tonight is special for him, because not many would have played tonight. But yeah, special moment for Cody Gakpo.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of character and a very strong head to have taken to the pitch tonight with everything that's gone on in the background. But the Netherlands lead by a goal to nil, and now Morocco have little over a quarter of an hour to get back into the game. They're going to bring on Salah Eddine in just a moment, the PSV man, so plays his football in Holland, but taking to the field for Morocco in just a moment. Free kick given against Frankie de Jong. Netherlands lead 1-0.
Yeah, it's time. Morocco will have to come out even more now, and they have to go for it and cause problems, because Netherlands have defended well, but Morocco can get through them.
So coming off the field is Chadi Riyad of Crystal Palace, and it is Anas Salah-Eddine, who represented the Netherlands at under 21 level, but he made the switch to Morocco last year, scored on match day 3 against Haiti. What sort of impact does he have? Netherlands leading by a goal to nil, and if any player was to get the goal tonight, maybe it was always going to be Cody Gakpo, but will it be the winner? Quarter of an hour to go on BBC Radio 5 Live. Hakimi, and the push in the back from Netherlands player on Brahim Diaz, but the referee isn't interested. Weghorst goes to ground, and Morocco turn the ball over again. Netherlands with a strong record against African sides, never losing at a World Cup against one, but never played one in a knockout game before at a World Cup until now. These games so far in the knockouts have gone right to the wire with late drama. 2 decided in injury time, 1 decided on penalties. Germany going out to Paraguay, it is the big shot. There was always going to be a big name falling at this World Cup in this fixture. It's Morocco heading out. Hakimi goes to ground, straight up to have a word with the referee. Gakpo holds him back. Free kick to the Moroccans, midway inside the Netherlands half. Netherlands leading 1-0, short free kick. Bouadi to El Nui, who goes through the legs of de Jong. It's pushed towards the edge of the D. Who can take control of this? They're trying the flicks and the tricks from Morocco here. Bouadi takes over, rolls the ball on his right boot, curls it in towards Diaz. Across comes Van Hecker with his flying header, sends it behind for a corner.
Yeah, they turned it up, Morocco. And you know what it looks like, Mike? Colt Miners has gone in as a third centre-half, you know? That is what it looks like at the moment when Morocco are building up. But yeah, they need that spark, and they need a lift from the fans as well.
Really out of favourite, Juventus is Colt Miners. Needs a strong performance to perhaps convince fans that he's still the main man. Out-swinging corner, flicked on towards the back post, headed on further as well by Gravenberch. It'll come back in at pace from Salah-Eddine, but it hits Gravenberch with his hands behind his back on the corner of the penalty area and flies out for a throw-in on the far side to Morocco. Hakimi.
They won't mind this Netherlands, because they'll just play on the counter-attack.
El Canoes drifting in. It was Saibari coming in at the back post. He has tangled with Dumfries. Neither got a touch on the ball, and it's out of play on the far side for a Netherlands throw.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball from El Canoes. It's one of those that says, go and attack me, but you've got to credit Dumfries. He defends it ever so well. Uses his strength, just shields it off Saibari, and really good defending from Denzel Dumfries.
Still 1-0 the Netherlands in this round of 32 tie. Reminder, Netherlands haven't lost a World Cup match in regular time since the final with Spain in 2010. Their eliminations have come either in extra time or via a penalty shootout. 10 goals in the group stage, joint most of any side in the competition. Another change coming here for Morocco. They're bringing on Samir El Mourabet and Jessim Yassin. As Brahim Diaz goes off, he just hasn't had the impact he might have been expected to.
No, he's had a quiet night, really quiet night. And Bouadi's gone off. I'm surprised at that, the youngster, because he's important to them, but I think they will go for it. Talbi, I'm surprised Talbi hasn't been come on yet.
Still 2 more changes available to the Moroccan manager, Mohamed Wabi, if he wants to take them on, or bring them on, as he makes his latest changes. Yassine scored the first goal in the win over Haiti. Sorry, his first goal, rather. In that 4-2 win in the final group stage game. Morocco finishing behind Brazil on only goal difference. Ball dealt down by El Ainaoui. And the referee has stopped play here because Gravenberch is down holding the back of his head. Huge boos from around the stadium from the Moroccan fans. I think Gravenberch is playing up a little bit here. Cody Gakpo is telling the Moroccan players it is a head injury. As we get another look at his goal, Clinton.
Yeah, Somerville, it's all about Somerville. He does ever so well. He's falling down and he sees Gakpo and just reverses it to him, and it's a good finish from Cody Gakpo. Outstanding finish for what he's had to suffer this week. To have the mental strength to even go onto the pitch and play. Huge credit to him. And then special moment, special finish.
I'm sure you'll see the pictures on social media of Gakpo's celebration. Fans also pointing towards the sky. Some of them with tears in their eyes as well, as the Liverpool forward scores at this World Cup once again. 2 goals, both in the 5-1 win over Sweden. He's got a habit of scoring in major tournaments. He was the first Dutchman to net in 3 successive World Cup games in 2022. He scored 3 goals at Euro 2024.
I think we just showed pictures. I think that was his dad that was celebrating. I think it was his mum and dad that were there and pointing up to the sky as well. They had the number 11 jersey on as well.
Another change for the Netherlands coming. Here is Onus Gravenberch just having to go off, following that little knock he took. Makes came on to look at him, so Dutch down to 10 momentarily. We have 9 minutes left of this second half. Netherlands 1, Morocco 0. A game that's been played at a good pace, chance at both ends. Morocco hit the bar early in the second half with Hakimi from the angle. But Brugge produced 2 great saves in the first half that might have won this game, all told, for the Netherlands. As Morocco have it on the far side, the left. They're playing it all in white, from left to right, and that's a lovely slide ball through for Salah, or rather Yassine. Salah Radim wasn't near it, it was Yassine instead, and the ball just had too much pace on it.
Yeah, it's a great little reverse ball, and Yassine, he looks lively on this right-hand side. It nearly got in, but good defending from Cope Mines.
Somerville, who is still at West Ham technically, but I can't imagine he'll be there for much longer following their relegation.
Yeah, no chance, surely.
Hakimi across the halfway line. Now Yassine pirouettes on the ball up against Cody Gakpo, the Netherlands goal scorer in this game. El Morabet tries to fling a ball into the middle of the Netherlands penalty area, but he can't. Gravenberch breaks free of El Morabet as well. Now Gakpo across the halfway line, 2 ahead of him in Somerville and Weghorst. He squares it out towards the far side. Somerville goes chasing for it, but it was behind him and too far in front of Gravenberch. Morocco were able to pick the ball up again.
Yeah, as I said, he scored the goal, but he's had a really quiet game. And your Koeman, you probably want to go solid and probably sacrifice a couple of your wingers at the moment. What you have, you keep.
Quinton Timber is ready to come on. The older brother of Jurien, they're twin brothers. He's 10 minutes older. Jurien Timber injured before the tournament got underway. Came off the bench on match day 1 in the draw against Japan. He's going to get his chance against Morocco here. Netherlands let that lead slip against Japan. They won't want to do so here now. They lead 1-0. 7 minutes out from the 90. Yassine, Hakimi, infield from the right-hand side. This ball moving square, and then it's chipped forward by El Morabet. All the way through to Verbruggen, who just steadies the ball with his feet, waits for a little bit of a press to come from Saibara, and picks the ball up.
El Morabet is forcing it too much. Way too much. You can see why he doesn't start, because they like to have slow build-up, Morocco, and be patient, but he's forcing it way too much.
Yeah, came on as a sub in all 3 games in the group stage, and now makes it 4 in a row. Somerville was making a venture forward, wide right of the penalty area, but the referee long blew his whistle and has now indicated that the substitute for Quinton Timber, 25 years old, can take place, and we'll see who it's for, and then we'll decide how tactically that changes the Netherlands' approach for the rest of this game. 6 minutes from the end of the 90. Quinton Timber was ready to come on, and the referee has actually said, no, you get the free kick done, and then we'll worry about the substitution. So Morocco have it.
Yeah, they do. I think they're going to make a double substitution. I think it might be Hato as well who might be coming. I'm not 100% sure, but it might be.
Yeah, the Chelsea man with number 25 on his back. Stands next to number 26 in Quinton Timber, but they have to wait their turn for now. Down the right come the Netherlands with a little bit of pace from Gravenberch getting forward here. That's a lovely run, and the pullback is there, but it's too close to Mazraoui, who can swipe it away with a left boot out towards the far side. It was solid running down the right, but the pullback just lacked the finesse. But that's a superb touch from Saibara, and it takes him away from Van Hecker on the left. Van Dijk comes across, gets the leg in. Referee has repeatedly blown his whistle. Van Dijk gets pushes and shoves, but all in a passionate nature from his teammates. It was a solid challenge coming in on Saibara, just to poke the ball away out for a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, Sabari does ever so well. Goes past Van Heck, caused them a lot of problems this evening, but people always questioning Virgil van Dijk. He still had the pace and the recovery to cover. It was great defending from Van Dijk.
I think the offside flag has gone up. I think it's going to be a free kick to the Netherlands when play resumes. So here come the changes. Mickey van der Ven is the man that is coming off for Jorrel Hato. And Morocco are also making a change. They're taking off Azzedine Unai and bringing on Sofian Rahimi.
Timber come on for Gravenberch, mate.
And Clinton Morrison, eagle-eyed, has spotted that other Dutch change. Also on, Chemsdean Talby then. You wanted to see him. Clinton, he's on.
Yeah, he's a good player, and I think this is them going to play two up front now and just go for it.
Well, they have to. They are chasing an equaliser, Morocco, trailing as they are by 1-0. 4 minutes to go of this second half. Rising header from Van Hecker keeps it in the Moroccan half from the halfway line. Ball goes out of play from Morocco, thrown now midway inside their own half. Netherlands 1, Morocco 0 on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Good morning to you. Small hours of Tuesday morning, it's treated as well, this game. Kept us awake and kept us active and kept us thinking as De Jong goes across the halfway line. Weghorst merges between two Moroccan defenders. He still carries the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Salah-Eddine steps in. Now is a wrestling match just outside the D. Space here for Gakpo. Gakpo left-hand side. Is he going to put it across goal? He tries, but he's blocked off by Issa Diop and behind for a Netherlands corner.
And that's what's going to happen. Morocco are going to try and push forward, and Netherlands are going to try and play on the counter-attack, and they're doing it ever so well at the moment.
It was El Khanous, the other Moroccan player, to go off. 3 minutes to go of this game. Goal now for the Netherlands, wins it. Morocco can prevent it, they're still within a chance. We're still going to have plenty of added time as well. Had the hydration break, and we've had a whole load of stoppages, not least the celebrations for Gakpo's goal that were filled with emotion, given what's gone on this week. Outswinging delivery from Koopmeiners on the corner is headed away by Morocco. Now the charge will come out of the penalty area from those in white shirts, but as the Netherlands hook it back forward, it goes out of play for a goal kick. Didn't even target the 18-yard box there. Mohamed Wadi pulls up his trousers, the Moroccan manager, cladded in his grey suit and his white shoes. That's a lovely ball in field from Yassine. Ball is out on the right-hand side with Rahimi. Level with the corner of the penalty area, but close to the touchline. Still Moroccan player down in the form of Saibari. Moroccan players kick that out of play. Hakimi sends it out for a throw with their player down on the floor here. Netherlands fans will be frustrated. The Moroccans saying that should be more than the no free kick that Wilfried Sampaio chose not to give. There are arms around his back and his neck from a recovering Quinton Timber.
It's a foul. The referee missed it. It's a foul, and they would want that free kick in that position. It's definitely a foul, and it's a yellow card.
So it will be a throw to the Netherlands when we get going again into the final 90 seconds of the 90. The Netherlands will be encouraged to give that back. They do. They loop the ball to Yassine Bono, the goalkeeper of Morocco. A minute away from finding out how much longer the Netherlands will have to hold on, or how much time Morocco have to find an equaliser and send us into extra time. Last 32 in Monterrey, the last game to be played here. This ovular arena, sheet metal from the ground to the roof, bent round the stands, these two tiers on three sides. Single-tiered stand away to our right, but it is a flowing effort. The fans, a mix of red and orange and green. Morocco and Netherlands fans interspersed inside this stadium. It can hold around 53,500 people, and there aren't many who dare leave, and there aren't many who haven't turned up, I have to say, because this is an intriguing game and was always going to be a blockbuster. Into the final few seconds of the 90. Morocco patient in their approach, but here comes Mazraoui inside left channel, out towards the far side touchline. Cross comes in early, the header's flicked on and in! And Issa Diop's got the goal that gets Morocco level, and their bench explodes onto the pitch. Mayhem in the stands. The cross comes in from the left-hand side, Diop rises and sends it into the right corner of the goal. Huge goal for Morocco. As we enter added time, we're heading for extra time. Netherlands won, Morocco won.
And that's what sometimes happens. You make too many substitutions. Ronald Koeman, you think the game's over. You can never think the game's over when Morocco are there. Talbi with a great ball into the box. And you've got three defenders there. Van Dijk, Van Heck, Koopmeiners. And you let him get a free header, Issa Diop. And it's a fantastic header from Issa Diop right into that far corner. The momentum will be with Morocco now. What a header it is.
In 2018, he said he would only ever play for France. I bet he's glad he changed his allegiances now. Angled header, brilliant delivery in, and Diop in between Van Dijk and Koopmeiners sends his header past a flying Verbruggen, who couldn't react quick enough.
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk, his body shape's all wrong. Listen, the ball is fantastic, but he gets it all wrong, and he's in between both of them. It's a fantastic header, though, from Issa Diop. Brilliant header.
You couldn't split these two before kick-off. We can't split them now. Water flies everywhere. Fans in white fezzes rush forward to celebrate a big goal for their nation. Morocco with a shock of 2022. It's no longer a shock when they can pull level with the Netherlands, but a game of magnitude. We were guaranteed to lose one of the top 10 of the FIFA rankings in this game. And as the added time board went up for 6 minutes, Diop's header gets Morocco level. 1-1. And listen to the noise in Monterrey. They're off again here, Morocco. One isn't enough. Yassine on the right-hand side. The Netherlands have got to be switched on here. 1-1 in Monterrey. Yassine tries to turn, he's tackled. And Morocco have got to be careful they don't commit too far forward. Timber racing out towards the right-hand side, has El Anoui with him. And El Anoui brings down Timber just past the halfway line.
Yeah, I just think there's changes from the Netherlands were just negative. There were negative changes from Ronald Koeman, where maybe he should have tried to go forward and try and get that second goal. Went too defensive for me, like way too defensive, and it's come back and it's cost them.
BBC Radio 5 Live, the World Cup. Every game to the final, now live on BBC 5 Live and BBC Sounds. You won't miss a kick, you won't miss a moment, you certainly won't miss drama, and we've had plenty of it in the knockouts so far. Canada late on won it against South Africa yesterday. Brazil in the 96th minute beat Japan earlier. Germany out on penalties to Paraguay. Netherlands free kick sent deep towards the penalty area. Van Dijk's header just curls out of play from the left-hand side of the box, the near side. It's still 1-1. It's a Morocco goal kick. We have played 3.5 minutes of the additional 6. Clinton Morrison.
Yeah, I actually thought Netherlands were going to win it. I didn't see a way back for Morocco, but you can never write off Morocco. They've got too many quality players in their team, and you feel like they're in the ascendancy now. I do think it probably will go into extra time, and we could have the penalties as well, but I think someone could win it in extra time.
Long kick downfield from Bono, headed forward by the Netherlands again. Weghorst back into his own half. The ball eventually lands on the floor at the feet of Van Hekken. Right-footed, curling down the far side touchline. Across comes Salah-Eddin to try and get in front of Dumfries, who has pushed Salah-Eddin over. And that is going to be a free kick to Morocco in the left-back position. 2 minutes left of a pulsating, thrilling, engaging last 32 time. It doesn't belong in the last 32, this game.
No, of course it doesn't. As I say, two top teams who've had good tournaments so far. You'd want both to be in the last stages of this competition, but that's how it's been drawn up, and a good team's going to go out this evening. But it's been entertaining.
Diop soaked in sweat, his white shirt almost see-through as he wipes his forehead with the base of his shirt. Timber tries to get the turn. It's inside the Netherlands half as Morocco emerge with it with Saibari. 2 to aim for, low along the floor. They can't keep it moving across the line. Rahimi was in there, Yassin was waiting, and they've misjudged the header here, Morocco. And here comes a Dutch onslaught of 3 orange shirts. Somerville in the box, takes the shot, slid in by Mazraoui, blocks the effort, it's cleared away.
So what we saw with Mickey van der Ven, that is an even important one from Mazraoui, because there's a minute to go, and it's such a big tackle at this stage of the game where Somerville's bearing down on goal. Great recovery from Mazraoui.
We've seen some saves of the tournament, some tackles of the tournament. In terms of emotion, the goal of the tournament. Here come Morocco, edge of the D, can't force it through. You're seeing there's a leg out, that's tripped up Frenkie de Jong, and that's going to be a free kick. What a game of football. 1-1, seconds remain. We're nearly at the 51st minute of the second half. 6 minutes were added on. But Bruggen is going to send this downfield, and I suspect the referee might call it time, and then we're off to extra time. Hope you didn't have breakfast plan, Clinton.
I sure did. I thought I'd be home at a good time, not today.
Long kick downfield by Verbruggen. Still we play on. Wout Weghorst comes off his chest. Out towards the far side. Morocco have it, try and flick it round the corner. Ball's out of play, Netherlands throw. Still we go. We're over the 6 minutes of added time. Referee is just telling Denzel Dumfries to get back to where the ball rolled out of play. He is going to launch this towards the penalty area. Netherlands fans watch on nervously, stroking their jawlines. The camera pans down towards Denzel Dumfries. A long throw-in over his head into the penalty area, headed away by Morocco. Are they themselves going to be able to get a charge? No, there goes the full-time whistle. 90 minutes wasn't enough. We will have at least 30 more. These last 32 ties are providing late drama. 0-0 at half-time. Cody Gakpo scored a really emotional goal in the week where he sadly lost his unborn child. He collapsed in tears in the penalty area when he poked it past Bono, mobbed by his teammates who hugged him and loved him. But Morocco fought back with the head of Issa Diop. And as the players gather on the edge of the halfway line, either side of it, around their technical areas, getting on the fluids, we're going to extra time. Clinton Morrison, 1-1.
Yeah, and you know what, it's about right, I think it's been an even game, and as I said, Netherlands, once they got that goal, I thought they would maybe hold on, but as I say, this Morocco team have a lot of quality, and Talbi come on, puts a great ball, and the header from Issa Diop's outstanding, and I cannot call it now. It's a hard one to call. It's so difficult because both teams can, in particular Netherlands, have still got 2 substitutions, could you get an extra one, and they'll have to bring on some attacking players to win this game.
Cody Gakpo just on his haunches, alone in his own half, just reflecting on that half, I think, an emotional half, big half. For him for so many reasons. The Morocco coach, Doughton, has got all his players around him, trying to tee them up as they all soak themselves in towels, trying to keep cool. It is more than mild in Monterrey, and the heat on the pitch is only going to get more intense. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1.
Mike, for now, thank you very much. And Clinton, we'll come back to you as the extra time starts off. This is Five Live's Overnight Conversation, the nightclub. It's 1-1 in the match, Netherlands versus Morocco. Let's get the latest BBC News.
BBC News with Roisin Hasty. The final vote count in Peru's presidential election has given victory to Keiko Fujimori. The electoral authorities say the right-wing leader secured a wafer-thin majority of 50.13%. It was Ms Fujimori's fourth attempt to become head of state. Speaking to reporters, she outlined her next steps.
We are well aware that our country faces two major challenges. First, we must restore order. And second, we must take preventative measures in light of the El Niño phenomenon, which has already arrived.
Ms Fujimori also promised deregulation to boost the economy and a hardline approach to crime. The United States military has reopened a major port in Venezuela to help get aid deliveries into the country following Wednesday's earthquakes. US Southern Command said the port of La Guaira is now operational, adding that a US warship is delivering.
We've got three defenders there. Van Dijk.
Freeze, who has pushed Salah-Eddin over, and that is going to be a free kick to Morocco in the left-back position.
The Venezuelan government of blocking her attempts to come home and criticised its response to the disaster. The US Supreme Court has backed state laws that allow mail-in ballots received after Election Day to be counted, rejecting a Republican-led challenge to a 5-day grace period in Mississippi. The ruling is a major setback for President Trump ahead of November's midterm elections. David Willis is in Los Angeles.
The Supreme Court dealt a deal to President Trump's ambition to outlaw postal voting or so-called mail-in ballots, which he believes are a central cause.
I don't know what she's doing.
This is very poor discipline.
I think it's always best to do the simple things. It's open. Just run.
You must run inside, huh?
You know, that's how you win the battle, and therefore the war.
This brilliant device keeps your home cool in summer, even during heat waves and power outages. It's smaller than a lunchbox, cools any room within 3 minutes.
But it's a thing of to power it home, and you look at Virgil van Dijk there. The Netherlands have already broken away as the toss is being made for the start of extra time. We're about to get back underway, but those Netherlands players look eager to go, eager to correct this. Morocco finding a way back into it, and I am ready for 30 minutes more of this and potentially penalties. A place in the last 16 at stake. Let's rejoin your commentary team for extra time. Mickey Gray and Ian Danter.
And breathe. Ronald Koeman has had his say with his squad. So too Mohamed Ouahabi. And we are primed and ready. Now, sometimes extra time periods can be a bit anemic.
In extra time, Netherlands won, Morocco won. At least half an hour to find a winner, otherwise we go to penalties like earlier when Paraguay beat Germany. That was a shock. Whoever wins this isn't necessarily carrying that sort of form of shock, but a big name will go. 2022 semi-finalists, Morocco. Or even the 2010 finalists, the Netherlands, who don't lose in regular time at a World Cup. They haven't done so since the 2010 final, but they have been eliminated in extra time and on penalties, particularly, remember, in 2022, when they fought back against Argentina and lost on spot kicks. Their course is challenged. And that will be a free kick to the Netherlands, who are left to right in this in the first period of extra time, I should say. Bright orange shirt, shorts and socks to match. All in white of Morocco, right to left. Reset needed. So many players with towels around their necks, Clinton. It is warm out there. It is so humid. It is hot. Still in the mid to high 20s. They're feeling it, and they've got to do half an hour more.
Yeah, and that's where it can be won and lost.
Free kick. Swung deep towards the far side of the penalty area. Van Dijk gets a boot on it, out towards Cody Gakpo. who has two Moroccan players around him. One of them she has seen. Now the cross is swung in early, this time from the Netherlands, just like Morocco scored from. Referee says it came off the hand of Denzel Dumfries, I think it was. Free kick to Morocco inside their own penalty area.
Yeah, he gets it right there, the referee. It's the right decision, but you're right. It's been a hard-fought game, and there's some players that have been out there for the whole of the 90 minutes now going on to extra time, and it's difficult. It's difficult. I think that when you get that extra sub, you have to use it in this period.
Into the shadows of the Serra de la Silla Mountains. You can't see there, mid-east, the jet black skies above Monterrey now, the Monterrey Stadium. Fans who did go and try and get their own refreshment on 90 minutes are now coming back to their seats. They haven't missed anything. Played nearly 3 minutes of the first period of extra time. Netherlands won, Morocco won. As the ball is on the halfway line with the Netherlands, who tend to come alive in major tournaments. They didn't have the best qualifying campaign, only managed it on the final match day. 2 draws with Poland in qualifying hampered them a little bit. Dramatic Nations League last year as well, 5-5 on aggregate with Spain. They then lost that on penalties as the ball is clipped towards the left side of the box, and cross steps Salah Adine, the substitute for Morocco, whose curly hair is already starting to stick to his forehead. It is muggy in Monterrey. So the Netherlands here have a throw-in. Denzel Dumfries comes over to take it. Did look towards the penalty area, but throws it back towards the halfway line. It was full-paced, it felt like, for the second 45 minutes. Clinton, do the players just have to rethink and slow down a little bit? Long ball into the penalty area, pushed away by Bono. Free kick given to Morocco. Yeah, they do. It would take time to get going again, and that's what usually happens in these period of extra times. It's not until probably the last 15 minutes of the extra time that you might get a few chances. But as you said earlier, Mike, there's a lot of tired players out there, so I depend what pace and who really wants to go on and win it in this extra time. Morocco have now scored in 5 successive World Cup matches. Their late equaliser from Issa Diop, as we entered added time at the end of the second half, has got them level 1-1 here. The only African side to win all of their World Cup 2026 qualifiers. 8 wins from 8 games, scored 22, conceded 2. They have now scored more goals at this World Cup already than they did in the entire of 2022 when they got a run to the semi-finals. 5 minutes gone of the first 15 minutes of extra time on BBC Radio 5 Live. 3 more games for you over the course of the next 24 hours as well. Starts with Ivory Coast, Norway from 6 o'clock. Football Daily will be hanging on to record the latest podcast, I imagine, to wait for this game to finish. Rick Edwards and Lloyd Griffith with the latest from LA each day. There's a bonus episode right now where Steve Crossman has sat down with the former Chelsea captain, Cesar Azpilicueta, to sport away from the World Cup tomorrow. Wimbledon starts at 1 o'clock on 5 Live. You've got commentary of Australia, West Indies, and England, India to come over the next few days at the T20 World Cup. Australia, West Indies from 2:15 on Tuesday. British Grand Prix this weekend. Mark your cards for that at Silverstone as well. 1-1 here. As Morocco have the ball coming in. Talby of Sunderland, he might have found a chance here. Oh, what a save from Verbruggen. Rahimi, dead central inside the 18-yard box, picked his side, and Verbruggen holds out a right hand, and it goes the other side of the post. It's a corner. How Rahimi hasn't scored, I do not know. It's brilliant play from Rahimi. It's a brilliant save from Van Bruggen, but he shouldn't be allowed to make that save. I'm going to give credit to Van Bruggen because he stretches and he saves it with his feet, but he should not be allowed to. When you're 5-6 yards out, you should be finding the back of the net, but brilliant save from Van Bruggen. Rahimi, who plays his football in the United Arab Emirates, had a tearful goal against Haiti. When he scored, Hakimi said his story's emotional. If you know where he started and what he went through, he could have had an even bigger goal then. But Verbruggen's knee saves the day. Corner goes in near post. Flies off Frankie de Jong and bounces out towards his near side. Kept in by Salah Adine. That might have been the wrong way to go about it as Frankie de Jong goes down. It is a free kick to the Netherlands. We get another look at this Rahimi effort. He picked the left-hand side of the goal, but Bruggen's outstretched right knee and onto his palm saves it the other side of the post.
Listen, if you're a goalkeeping coach or another goalkeeper, it's a fantastic save. I'm being an ex-centre forward. I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking in my head, I've missed the golden opportunity. I've done everything right, apart from finding the back of the net. I should be finding the back of the net, but I will give Van Bruggen all the respect in the world. What an outstanding save. And that in his first one, he's made about 3 or 4 in this game. But will we get another big chance like that in the game, Mike? I'm not quite sure.
7.5 minutes played of this second half. Midway through the first period of extra time. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. That was the chance for Morocco to take the lead. Van Hekken just holds his palms out open and says, come on, I need support, I need an option. As he runs out towards this near side touchline, the Netherlands right. And it is out of play for a throw into Morocco. Sun has long set in Monterrey as the fractured daylight starts to rise over Salford, where it's nearly 4:15 in the morning. Gakpo holds off a man and gives it to Frankie de Jong. Gakpo had his back to goal. De Jong was facing in the right direction, and Morocco bring it away and play a ball over the top, which Rahimi will chase. Going back with him is Virgil van Dijk, the Netherlands captain, decisive with a right boot. Out of play for a throw-in on the far side.
Still going strong, Virgil van Dijk, even at his age and having the amount of minutes he plays. And Rahimi's fresh, and he still gets there before. Good defending from Virgil van Dijk.
34 years old. Could be his last World Cup. He won't want it to end here.
Could be, but there is a few 40 and 41-year-olds in this one, so you never know.
Certainly is. Most of those are goalkeepers.
Yeah. And Ronaldo and Modric. Yeah, there's a few. Maybe. If they're going to play a 3, I think you could play in the next one, but if it's a 4, it's more difficult.
Spain, Portugal and Morocco host the next World Cup in 2030. With special games to be played in Uruguay, Brazil and Argentina as well. One game each in those countries to celebrate what will be the centenary of the World Cup. Morocco as hosts will want to build on what they did in 22 and maybe in 26, but the Netherlands holding them here with a 1-1 draw. Diop, who got us into extra time with his header for Morocco, sends it out to the right-hand side. Huge, great noise from the Moroccan fans in Monterrey. Salah Racine out to this near side touchline, the Moroccan left, where he finds Saibari. Little deeper roll from him now. Salah again. Curly hair, shaved size to his head. Strolls around the halfway line with the ball moving to the other side of the centre circle, with Samir El Murabet, the Strasbourg man. Salah of PSV. He's had time at Ajax and FC 20 as well. Here he is playing against the Dutch when he once represented them at under 21 level. The noise is that of the Morocco fans. They are cheering on at the minute every pass that Morocco make. It's at walking pace, it's energy conserving. Netherlands cannot get near the ball at the minute. Wout Weghorst has a light little jog up to El Ainaoui, one of those who's been on from the start. Morocco have made 5 changes in this game. The Dutch have made 4. Little pocket of space for Saibari to turn, and Van Hekken, not deterred by his earlier head injury, slides in and almost goes down into the knees of Saibari. 5 live from the BBC, watching Netherlands 1, Morocco 1, with 4 minutes to go this first period of extra time.
Yeah, and it's Morocco look the most likely at the moment. Netherlands have been poor since they've conceded the goal. They've been really flat, haven't really had a spot. You look to your bench and see, can someone come on and give you a spot? Hold on.
Well, as the clearance of Saladin flies off Weghorst, referee has pulled that back. It's got to be handball. Can't say it was all obvious. I'd need to see a replay of that. Weghorst wipes the sweat away from his eyes. Yeah, it's off his right forearm.
Yeah, right decision from the referee. Even though he's been like a school teacher, he has definitely refereed quite well this evening.
I think we're both in detention now with this extra time.
Yeah, definitely.
School day finished at 90 minutes. Myself and Clinton kept behind. And we thank you for staying with us on BBC Radio 5 Live as well. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. 3 minutes left of this first period. Here's Shamsdeen Talbi of Sunderland. He can't get his cross in, it's blocked by the legs of Somerville. Salahuddin collects the loose ball that ricochets away. Corner of the penalty area for Talbi. He's trying to dance. Salahuddin's got to get his pace on and gets to the ball before Somerville does, sprinting over towards this near side on the edge of the Netherlands defensive third. Mazraoui was a bit slow there. Was he caught by Timber? Ball played all the way back to Morocco's goalkeeper, Yassine Bono. 2 times a Europa League winner. Jogged in from the left-hand touchline by Salahuddin is Mazraoui, born in the Dutch town of Leiden-Dorp, came through the Ajax Academy. There are so many Dutch links in the Moroccan squad. Great article on the BBC Sport website today that you can read about how this game goes beyond the pitch. The Moroccan families who settled in the Netherlands once upon a time. Easy choice for any star player to make to play for a side in orange, but now Morocco are a force in African football. Doing so well on the world stage that that decision of loyalties becomes a little harder. Morocco enjoying large spells of possession in this start of extra time.
They are, but they're not going anywhere, so they're slow. And you've got to credit Netherlands, they've got a really good shape. If they quicken it up, they might be able to get in, but it looks like both teams are content at the moment at the end of this first period of extra time.
If you went to bed thinking you'd wake up to know the result of Netherlands-Morocco, you'll be quite pleased to know that your alarm clock is live World Cup action on BBC Radio 5 Live. Ball with El Ainaoui, middle of the park, midway inside the Dutch territory. Gives it to Salahuddin. It is at a leisurely pace, this, but maybe there's the odd burst from Saibar. He rolls it into the left of the penalty area, but Talbi couldn't get there quick enough, and as Timber tries to emerge with the ball, he's tripped by El Ainaoui. That is going to be a free kick. Still only had the 1 card from a whistle-happy referee.
Yeah, no, he stopped it quite often, but yeah, I think he's made the right decisions when it is yellow card. Maybe a couple of times he could have given, but you don't want to see every player getting yellow carded for a foul.
First period of extra time is coming close to the end. Many Dutch players behind Ronald Koeman on their feet. Koeman stares at the ground, sweeps across that gingerish hair with grey tinges to it, and watches on as a long ball is played towards Weghorst as he got the pull of Mazraoui's shirt there. Referee happy to let that go out for a Dutch throw. I make that the 15 minutes up. Whether we get added time at the end of the first period of extra time. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. Fan in a sombrero and a Hakimi shirt watches on behind Denzel Dumfries, who launches the ball into the penalty area. It's headed away, and that concludes the first period of added time. Big save again from Bart Verbruggen. He has now, on 3 occasions at least, saved the Netherlands from going behind, twice in the first half in normal time and once in the first half of extra time. Best chances were Morocco's there. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. If it goes to penalties, you probably fancy him to have a day out and have saved quite a few penalties, because that save from Rahimi was outstanding. It is first class. It's kept Netherlands in this game for sure. And I'm quite surprised Ronald Koeman hasn't gone to his bench.
Still on that bench, Clinton Morrison, Memphis Depay, Tijani Reinders, Donyell Marlon, Noah Lang. In terms of an attacking sense,
yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot. There's a lot on there. Justin Kluivert as well. So there is a lot of players that could come on and make a big difference. I think Somerville and Gakpo have put in a brilliant shift, an outstanding shift. But can they keep going right to the end? I think we might see, not maybe at the start of this second part of extra time, but during the middle of it, maybe you make a couple of changes.
At what point, when it comes to substitutions, as a manager, do you think of penalties?
Oh yeah, you do. I think with 4 minutes to go, you start thinking this can really be penalties, and you got to think of your players. And I think Memphis Depay is one who definitely, with its experience, that you'd bring on to take a penalty for sure.
Bart Verbruggen has a big sip of water. The stadium still glowing, dancing green, blue and red, purple LED lights where the stadium walls connect to the stadium roof. right on the rim of it. The towels being dabbed across the necks and the faces of the players. That's Lucharel Geertruida of Sunderland preparing to come on. Ronald Koeman might not be thinking about penalties, more keeping Morocco out.
That's what I'm saying, but unless it's an injury, it's just negative substitutions from Ronald Koeman. Like, go and win the game. But the only thing I could think of is that there's someone who's probably picked up a slight injury.
So Lucharel Geertruida, well, let's see who he comes on for. He was only added to the squad when Jurrien Timber pulled out injured. Remains in discussions with Sunderland over a possible new deal following that loan last year from RB Leipzig. He's put his bib back on, going for a jog down the touchline. Not yet then, maybe, for Geertruida.
Yeah, not yet, to be fair. It must be someone who's got a slight problem why Geertruida might be on the pitch, but he had a good season at Sunderland, a really good season. He was really impressive. He can play anywhere. He can play midfield, right back or centre half.
So the Moroccan players, having had their talk from Mohamed Bouabi, are just breaking away from a huddle on the halfway line that they've had amongst themselves. Smartly dressed Moroccan manager, the light grey suit, the shirt open at the collar, white trainers on. A man who's only come into the job 98 days before the World Cup began. Former teacher. Man who led the under-20 side to the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. They beat Argentina 2-0 in the final. They will hope for a final, and maybe against Argentina. Right, 15 more minutes on 5 Live. Otherwise it is penalties in Monterrey. Mexican City's final game of this World Cup, having hosted 3 others. Tunisia had a couple here. Netherlands won, Morocco won. Tunisia were in the Netherlands group. Netherlands scored 10 goals across 3 group stage games. They have found 1 against Morocco, taking the lead with Cody Gakpo. And Issa Diop's header on added time has left this game at 1-1, and no one could find the breakthrough in the first period of extra time. So we go again, 15 minutes more, otherwise it is penalties in the small hours of Tuesday morning, as daybreak starts to form over the United Kingdom. It is gone 10 o'clock in Mexico. Thunderclap again from the Moroccan fans, who have been brilliant.
No, they always are brilliant. They're outstanding fans, and they always get behind their country.
There's a contest for the ball on this near side touchline. The Netherlands all in orange, right to left, really striking orange in this second period of extra time. Morocco all in white, and golden pattern runs across the chest and the back of the shirt, but it is predominantly white. The shorts and socks to match are left to right in these final minutes then to find a winner. Otherwise we go the same way as Germany, Paraguay earlier, where the Paraguayans won 4-3 on penalties. Brazil needed a late winner against Japan in normal time to book their place. And of course Canada in injury time yesterday beat South Africa. 1-1 here. Morocco with a jog towards the halfway line through Neil El Ainaoui, and number 24, the Roma man. Ball chipped forward into the box. Yassine can't get there first. Away by the Netherlands off the chest of Quinton Timber. It bounces awkwardly for Gakpo, gets a push in his back. Referee happy to let play on. And almost a rugby ball-esque bounce about that, the way it kind of came back in the direction of which it was sent. I know you've talked about the pitch, Clinton. There are a few stud marks and warm places on that turf. They're becoming more visible as the wear goes on in this game.
Yeah, it's not one of the better pitches that I've seen at the World Cup. It looked like it was cutting up as soon as the game started. But it still rolls the ball, and there's not a lot of bubbles in the pitch, so that's no excuse.
Football Daily will drop in your inbox in just a few more hours' time. Mario Melchiot is with Rick in LA. Rick, of course, brings you 5 Live breakfast from 6 o'clock in the morning. Rachel Burden to bring you the latest on the day's news. England's game Wednesday, tomorrow. We'll bring you that on BBC Radio 5 Live. Here's El Anoui, central position midway inside the Dutch half, which is away to the right of the halfway line. There might just be one moment to unlock the Netherlands' defence here. Not so much 4 at the back, rather than 6 at the minute. Somerville at right wing back, across the long orange line that runs from one side of the pitch to the other. Morocco players have very little space to operate in a forward line under the mountains of Monterey. Flick round the corner by Rahimi, nobody there making the run ahead of him. It trickles into the penalty area. Verbruggen will have that at his feet and just wait for a little bit of pressure to come before picking the ball up 1-1.
Yeah, it's Morocco that are dominating, but it's a slow build-up. And as you said, Netherlands have a really good shape. I don't know if both teams have got it in their head, like, got nothing left in the locker, but I still think that you'll always get one big chance.
Big shove in the back of Weghorst as he went to chest it from Salah Ad-Din. So that's going to be a free kick to the Netherlands. Well, Weghorst, who's just confirmed this week that he'll leave Ajax. Change for the Dutch side then. They are going to bring on Martin de Rauw and replace Frankie de Jong. De Rauw, who has benefited being in this World Cup squad selection from Ronald Koeman picking those who play regularly for their sides. Seemingly out of the picture, or certainly unfavoured, but 32 Serie A games this season for Atalanta have got him back in the team. He didn't play for the Netherlands between March 2024 and June 2026 when he played in the warm-up friendly against Algeria, returning to the side. Ball hooked up into the penalty area and away by Morocco. Bouncing awkwardly back towards the 18-yard box. Saibari cushions it out towards the left-hand side for Shamsdeen Taoubi. Towards Saibari, who's dropped deeper and deeper and deeper as this game's gone on. He was the target man at the start, now he's more of a playmaker in the middle.
Yeah, I guess because Rahami's come on and he's now gone as the main number 9, and Saibari can play anyway. I think he's had a really good tournament. He's really impressed me. He probably impressed a lot of clubs, because I see Bayern Munich are nearly doing a deal with him.
Space down the left, cross comes in first time. Hakimi tried to get there before the penalty spot, but the Dutch have volleyed it away and up towards the centre circle. A little bit scrappy. Weghorst throwing his body in the way as Gakpo goes down. It's a free kick to the Netherlands inside the centre circle. 6 minutes of the second period of added time have gone. 9 minutes left. Gakpo's getting a little bit of cramp, no surprise. The conditions, the energy he's put in, the emotion he's had tonight. It's a quick bending of the leg, he's okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Ronald Koeman's played him for so long, because as you said, it's been an emotional night. He's put a shift in, scored a really good goal, so it's difficult, but he's only got one sub remaining, so it'd be interesting to see who that one sub that comes on.
So, but yeah, both sides now have one remaining. Extra sub given in extra time. Clip forward from the centre circle then. Weghorst will be the target, wins his header, goes towards Gakpo, he's got his back to goal, angle on the right-hand side, almost sits up in the air and goes crashing down on the floor. It will be a Moroccan ball. Let's see if it's offside given or whether it was a goal kick. I think it's goal kick.
No, it's a goal kick, but Gakpo was off the pitch and he threw himself back onto the pitch because he's got cramp, so I think he might be coming off, and I could see it won't be Memphis. I think it might be Kluivert. I think so. I'm surprised that Memphis, the player, hasn't come on the pitch. Really surprised.
Yeah, Gakpo has indicated with those rotating fingers in a circular motion that he wants to come off. Justin Kluivert is the man selected to come on as the Dutch final substitution then to replace Cody Gakpo, who has been told to go off the field by the referee, and also Mazraoui trying to help him off. What a night for Cody Gakpo it's been. He's got the goal, but the goal is much more than just giving the Netherlands the lead as he did. Tragedy before him this week with the loss of his unborn child. Him and his wife have had a difficult week. Post on Instagram to announce the news, but he's chosen to play for his country tonight. And the goal meant so much. He was mobbed by his teammates. They ran off the bench to be with their man, who was visibly in tears.
Yeah, he's had a really good night, because even to, you know, turn up and be on that pitch, it must have been really difficult for him. But yeah, he's had a good night, scored that important goal. But he'll hope that that goal plays a big part in Netherlands getting through to the next round.
So Justin Kluivert, who came on as a sub against Tunisia, onto the field 4 months out towards the end of the season, returned in the final 2 games for Bournemouth as they secured Europa League football. 113 minutes of football, and it's still the Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. Gakpo's opener, Diop's equaliser. Diop, the Fulham man, on the ball. His white Under Armour, as well as his white shorts and his white socks, mean there's barely any visible skin. Mazraoui, the bearded Mazraoui, towards the left-hand side. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. And it's El Ainoui to bring the ball forward on BBC Radio 5 Live. 5 minutes left, just over, of this extra time period. Mazraoui, right-footed, sends the ball out towards the far side touchline, closed down by Saibari. Cross will come in, as it did before, and Rahimi was the target, but there was a Dutch head in the way. That's how they got their goal towards the end of the second half, and it looked like it might be settling in a very similar position, but the Netherlands have learnt. Somerville is down from a challenge from Anas Salaruddin. Doesn't want the help or assistance to get up as he clutches his right leg.
He needs to get up and help his teammates, because what he has to realise, if they come on and treat him, he'll have to be off for a minute. So there's no time, unless you're seriously injured, you have to be careful.
The referee has now stopped the play so that he can attend to Somerville. Asensio Somerville, who did score his first goals for the country in this World Cup on match day 1 and 2. Since he's been working on his finishing with Ruud van Nistelrooy. And the Netherlands, pushed on by some of their former stars, now need a new star to emerge. We'll have the feel of Weghorst against Argentina in 22. He's on the pitch, maybe it's him again. Weghorst didn't win it that day, but he took the game to extra time. Netherlands would eventually lose on penalties to Argentina. We're set in 4 minutes' time for more penalties involving the Netherlands. They have a miserable record. They've only ever won 2 of 9 shootouts. They'll want to win it before they get to that point, but it's Morocco coming forward. Midway inside, the Netherlands half. Mazraoui, simple pass out forward towards the left-hand side. Comes back to the Manchester United man. Here's Yassine. Moved out to the right, thought better of it. Left-footed curling ball. Headed away by Van Hecker of Brighton. So many Premier League stars started this game for the Netherlands. Some of those have departed. Mohamed Houabi just turns back to his bench. He still has a sub to use if he wants.
Yeah, his coach is probably sending him, there's 3-4 minutes to go. Do we bring on someone who's a penalty taker? I think he might have just been saying that to him.
Well, the obvious one there is Ayoub Al-Kabi, the Olympiacos man. For now, it's only the managers occupying the technical area. The arms folded across the navy T-shirt of Ronald Koeman. Hands in pockets from Mohamed Houabi in his grey suit. 1-1 in Monterrey. Down goes a Morocco player under the foul of Denzel Dumfries. His favourite film is called The Equaliser. Now he needs to find the winner. 1-1.
Is that literally his favourite film?
Yeah, he's named after Denzel
That's
Washington.
what I was just about to say, he must be, because that is a good film, and Denzel plays brilliant in it.
2014 that was released.
So, yeah, brilliant. Love it.
Ball trickles down the right-hand touchline. The flag is up for a throw-in. 2 minutes left. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. We're in extra time on BBC Radio 5 Live. One game already in this knockout stage has gone to a penalty shootout. We are set for another, unless Morocco fans doing their bit, arms above their heads, clapping along in time with the drummer, who will quicken up that thunderclap. Rahimi will chase down, but Bruggen's got to be careful. He does have a mistake in him. No goalkeeper made more errors leading to goals in the Premier League this season than Bruggen, but he has made some fantastic saves tonight. In fact, they're saves that have stopped the Netherlands going behind on more than one occasion. 90 seconds left of extra time, plus whatever we get added on. Creeping down the left-hand side come Morocco. Saibari, Rahimi to aim for, Yassine too. Saibari gets it, tries to nudge it back in towards Taubé, who was the one tricking his way down delicately on the left-hand touchline. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. Gone 4:30 in the UK, 10:30 in Mexico. 5:30 in the morning in the Netherlands. 4:30 also in Casablanca. Simple pass, diagonally to the near side touchline from Virgil van Dijk as the Netherlands go over the halfway line. Infield steps Justin Kluivert. 30 seconds left of the second period of extra time. Whistles going around. Do they want penalties? Do they fancy penalties?
I think both teams have settled for it now, haven't they, for penalties?
Well, it is now or never as Verbruggen goes long towards Weghorst. He heads it back towards the midway point of the Moroccan half. 10 seconds left. Will we get much added time? Any added time? I don't think the fourth official is there with the board, is he? Oh, he is. He steps up past the pitch camera and holds up a board.
So 1 minute, I think.
For 1 solid minute. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1. Seconds away from a penalty shootout. Prayers being said in the crowd. At the same time as cheering on, the end of which this is going to be taken is going to be so important. To our left, a bank of orange of Netherlands fans. To our right, a bank of dark red of the Moroccan fans.
And they're making the chip.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, Saibari's got a severe cut to the top of his eye. His blood dripping down frantically over his shirt. He's going to have to go off, get that change. That's just going to cause a little further delay. Saibari will need the treatment. I think what he's saying is, if I go off, can you not restart the game till I'm back on?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a new shirt, but the blood's going to have to be cleared up. His new shirt's not going to change that. Yeah, he's been told by the referee.
You've got to clear up the blood on your eye and stuff and around your neck, for
sure.
sure.
Down his cheek, isn't it, from the cut on the corner of his eye, his right eye. His neck is wiped by a cotton bud. He's off the pitch. Referee's going to say play on. Throwing to the Netherlands in the left-back position on this near side. Towards the halfway line. Morocco are a man down. Somerville might have the pace. Defence needs to get this right. Salah Adine gets it perfectly right and comes across Somerville and makes the tackle, the interception, and it's out of play for a Morocco throw on the far side.
Yes, Adine done ever so well. I feel like if that's at the start of the game, Somerville gets there, but Adine's a bit more fresher than him, and that's the final whistle, man.
And so penalties it is for the second knockout game in a row and this World Cup on BBC Radio 5 Live. Germany out to Paraguay earlier, and we will lose one of Netherlands or Morocco from 12 yards. Penalty shootout to come. 2 goals, both in normal time. Gakpo first, Diop with the equaliser. Nothing further found in an extra 30 minutes. Netherlands 1, Morocco 1.
Mike, it's been absolutely amazing. I don't need to tell you that. And thank you for this excellent commentary. Can't wait to hear how you talk through the penalty shootout as well. Clinton, the second penalty shootout in one night in this round of 32 of the World Cup that 5 Live has covered tonight. First, Germany versus Germany versus Paraguay. And we saw just how exciting that was. We can expect another drama over the next few minutes, can't we?
Yeah, this will be exciting. It's been an exciting football match over 120 minutes, so yeah, this will be exciting. 2 top teams going for it. I think Morocco probably just edged it, but Netherlands had their spells in it. But yeah, this will be brilliant. But Van Bruggen, I think the game he's had, you'd probably say Netherlands are the favourite because he's been in fantastic form, but you just never know.
And it was a game of two halves where each side chose one half to literally leave the blood on the pitch.
Yeah, they did, and that's what it's been like. Listen, they scored near enough the last kick of the game, Morocco, to equalise. They never know when they're beaten, and they've never say die attitude. Just keep going to the end. It was an enthralling match, toe to toe, as I say. Van Bruggen made the bigger saves, I think, for the Netherlands. Right at the end, near the end of the extra time, Rahimi, he's got to score. It's a great bit of skill, but it's a fantastic save as well.
And I don't think any amount of commentary, with all respect to you, Mike Maine, and any amount of penalty shootouts can really tell the story of this fixture. For those people who are waking up this morning, Clinton, they won't know the emotion that I think was felt right across the world when Cody Gakpo scored that goal. I literally, and my colleagues there, we were all in tears.
Yeah, you would be in tears. It's hard to commentate on stuff like that when, you know, it's such a difficult... Everyone came onto the pitch and went and celebrated. He just put his head into the turf. He knew how much of a big goal it was, and yeah, it was an emotional night. Fantastic. I think he saw his parents in the crowd as well. So yeah, it's an emotional night for Cody Gakpo. Huge credit for him for actually turning up and playing, and he managed to get that goal as well.
Indeed. What's going on in the minds of all the players now who are facing this penalty shootout? As their coaches are talking to them, going through the tactics or whatever it is, the mathematics maybe, of a penalty shootout. What's going on in their heads? Is it wobbly knees? Is it butterflies? Or what?
You know what it is? The two goalkeepers are super excited because they know one of them could be a hero, and the players, you're nervous. But the one thing I was told when we got to events like that in 2002 with Ireland, just pick your spot. Don't change your mind. And they'll be asking the players who fancies the penalty. First and foremost, you've got to have players that are confident, that want to take the penalty, and just don't change your mind at the end of the day. Like, you've done ever so well to get to this far, and now it's one of those where you got to just be confident. Take it like you're in a one-on-one position. That's what I was always told when it comes to penalty shootout. It's difficult because it's pressure, it's at the World Cup, but go and be a hero.
Of course, the goalkeeper can be heroic, whereas the penalty taker can be a villain.
Yeah, that's what happens. Like, listen, I'd rather be an outfield player than a goalkeeper, but in this situation, I'd rather be a goalkeeper because I could be the hero, make a couple of saves. As you saw earlier in the game with Paraguay, their keeper was a hero because he made a couple of decent saves.
As much as it's an absolute pleasure and privilege to talk to you, Clinton, I expect that Mike Maine will want to take over now because they're doing the crucial bits, Mike. Doing the toss, the referee's in the middle of it. Van Dijk's there, Hakimi's there. Take it away.
Yeah, the coin toss that decides two things. Firstly, which end, and secondly, who goes first. There is a Dutch roar as the referee points to Virgil van Dijk, and the players are going to head to the Dutch end of the stadium in Monterrey.
I think he won both of them. I think he went what end, and I also think he won who's going to take it first, because it's going to be Netherlands.
So behind that goal to our left-hand side, one block of the bottom tier is pure orange. Vibrant orange with flags waving where the Dutch supporters are. The stadium peppered in orange and green and whites and reds. But only two distinct sections of fans, one behind each goal. At the other end, watching down the pitch, will be the Moroccan fans. Bart Verbruggen jogs up to the goal. Walking up is Bono of Morocco. Holding the ball under his arm is Toon Koopmeiners of the Netherlands, a country that have only won 2 of their 9 penalty shootouts against Morocco, who won their only World Cup shootout. From penalties we will decide Netherlands or Morocco into the last 16. Koopmeiners with a run-up and tucks it into the bottom right-hand corner. Bono got the right way, but it was hit perfectly from Toon Koopmeiners, and Netherlands have the advantage after one penalty.
Yeah, his body shape always said he was going that way, but you know what? It's a fantastic penalty because Bono goes the right way, but Koopmeiners, he finds that side netting, and once, even if you go that way, because he's got the pace and the power, it's a fantastic start for the Netherlands.
Dutch players linked arms, they break away to fist clench and celebrate. Koopmeiners opener. So in response, Neil El Ainaoui will have his chance. Scored a penalty against Nigeria at AFCON. Scored a penalty in March in a friendly against Ecuador. The blonde tinted hair of El Ainaoui. He stands to the left of the ball and cuts in his socks, right-footed. Oh, he's hit the bar and goes over. It is advantage Netherlands. Morocco blink first. He crouches down with a look of regret on his face. And Morocco miss.
Yeah, he's sent Van Bruggen the wrong way, but he's just leaning back too much, and it hits the top of the crossbar and goes over the bar. Oh, you always want to get off to a good start. It's a huge blow for Morocco.
Netherlands' last penalty shootout was in 2014. Kluivert is next up for the Netherlands' second penalty. It'll be hit right-footed with his pink boots, and he hits the post! The advantage wiped out almost immediately. He covers his face with his shirt. Koeman, with almost a sarcastic smile, can't believe it. Right-footed off the base of the left post. And Netherlands miss.
Yeah, he does that starter where he stops and he just whips it onto the post. I said the substitution, and you can always look back. I want someone like a Memphis Depay who's got the experience, but yeah, he's unfortunate, Kluivert.
Sofian Rahimi, the second half substitute for Morocco, has the chance to get them level. He scored 6 of his 7 penalties for his country. Bart Verbruggen makes himself as big as possible, arms touching the crossbar. As Rahimi runs up and saved by Verbruggen, but his legs take it in. Oh, would you believe that? A man who made stunning saves in the 90 minutes. How? I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. He saves it, it goes under his body and squirms in on the left-hand side of the goal. It is level after 2 penalties.
Yeah, and you would say he's had a brilliant night, but it's difficult to criticise him, but he gets there and goes under his body, he makes the save, and then when he's turning back around, it flicks off the bottom of him and goes in. So, yeah, it's so disappointing.
Wout Weghorst, who spoke about 2010, his first World Cup, he can remember how goalkeepers can win World Cups. How he might regret that. It is a moment of sheer misfortune. And so after 2 penalties, it's 1-1. And Wout Weghorst is next. Scored against Argentina in the shootout in 2022. Feet shoulder width apart, a big puff at the chest. Wout Weghorst, right-footed, scores, top left-hand corner. Solid penalty from the 33-year-old.
That's the best penalty of the lot from Weghorst. It was a big puff of the cheeks and fantastic finish. Just whips it into the top of the net. It's a brilliant, brilliant finish.
He kisses the ball as he placed it down. And the good luck charm worked. Hit with power and precision. And so after 3 penalties, the Netherlands have scored 2. Morocco now set to take their 3rd penalty. The Sunderland man, Shamsdeen Talbi. Morocco won their last penalty shootout at AFCON. Now this is on the world stage. Talbi, the number 7, right-footed, sends it to the right-hand side of the goal. Verbruggen was outstretched and went the right way, but couldn't keep it out. So after 3 penalties, it's 2 apiece.
Yeah, Talbi with a really good penalty, fantastic. It goes that way where the side foot is, and it's got too much pace and power. And Verbruggen goes the right way, but the penalty is so good, gives him no chance. I'm still astounded by the one where he saved it, and it just ricochets and goes back in. He's unfortunate.
You'll be able to watch the highlights of that on the BBC Sport website and app when this game is done. Substitute Quinten Timber is next to take a penalty for the Netherlands. who have won 1 and lost 3 of their shootouts in the World Cup. This is to give them the advantage back before Morocco go. Timber, little shrug of the shoulders, short runner, right-footed, swipes it wide of the left-hand post. And Ronald Koeman slaps his hand on his face in disbelief. Quinton Timber can't believe it's not been saved. The woodwork hasn't helped him. It is wide.
It's not wide, it's well wide, Mike. It's nowhere near. It's about 2 or 3 yards wide of the post. It's a terrible penalty from Timber. So disappointing because he's got great natural ability, but he drags it well wide.
Paraguay beat Germany earlier today on penalties. Brazil left it late. Canada through yesterday. Now it's the captain, Achraf Hakimi, to give Morocco the advantage, and he hits the post. The left-hand base. Morocco's captain can't do what's required. Goalkeeper the wrong way, the left side of the goal begging, but Hakimi can't convert. After 4 penalties, it's 2-2.
Is there something wrong with that penalty spot? Because everyone keeps dragging it and hitting the post. And it's a player like Hakimi who's got great technique. You never thought he was going to miss. He drags it, hits the post, goes to safety. No one wants to win it, Mike.
Consoled by his teammates as he heads back towards the halfway line. We're now at sudden death penalties as we head to the 5th spot kick. Crysencio Somerville waits for the referee to retrieve the ball. Somerville, who's got 2 goals in open play, who's been taking coaching lessons from Virgil van Dijk. Sorry, rather, from Ruud van Nistelrooy. Can give a big moment to the Dutch here and put them with the advantage. Rolling and bouncing along his goal line is Bono, the Moroccan goalkeeper. Now he waves his arms centrally down the pitch. Somerville, it's saved! He went close down the middle. Bono moving to his right-hand side, held up a left palm, and the ball bounces down and away from goal. Netherlands miss again.
He's not looking at Bono. Bono's gone early. If he looks at Bono, he can just roll the ball into that far corner. This has not been a good penalty shootout. There's been some terrible penalties. He's tried to go right down the middle, and it's a good save from Bono, but it's another poor penalty.
And so Ismail Saibari.
He don't miss, Mike. He don't miss.
Saibari, who has scored in every group stage game. The man who has risen to the big occasion. The man who plays his football in Holland. With the chance to put Morocco through against the Netherlands. And he does! Bottom left-hand corner, goalkeeper the wrong way, shirts off, players run to the corner to mob their teammate. The Netherlands are out before even the round of 16. Morocco are at it again in the World Cup. They knocked Spain out in 2022 on penalties, and now it's the Dutch who they show the greatest courage against once more. 5 spot kicks, 3-2 to Morocco.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of penalties, to be fair, and that's what it can happen like that in penalties. You're disappointed for the Netherlands. It is disappointing. Somerville's the one, as I said, who misses the crucial penalty right at the end, and you can see he's getting consoled by everyone. But it's difficult in the penalties, and you hold your hand up and you want to go on and take one, but the penalties weren't good. You know what it is? I don't like this stuttering run-up, Mike. I've never been one for it, and I know players do it now and they practice 24/7, but for me, just go and put your foot through it, and that's what I'd say for most players to do. But credit to Bono, he was the difference maker. It weren't the best of penalties from both teams, but credit to Morocco, and you wish them all the best.
Verbruggen wanders around, a lonely figure. He was sat down on the turf for a while. He made so many important saves in the 120 minutes of the game that we had. The Moroccan players have bowed down on the turf and they are dancing with their fans in the stands of Monterrey. A sea of green and white is interspersed with inconsolable orange of the Dutch supporters. What a moment for Saibari, who's having the World Cup of his dreams. Dutch players hug and try and console one another. Quinton Timber in tears with the shirt over his nose to wipe away what must hurt so badly for the Netherlands. This side who often dream of World Cup glory and fall short, but the side that stunned us all in 2022 are at it again. A thrilling game in Monterrey, where Moroccan magic has done it. From the penalty spot, they win the penalty shootout 3-2 against the Dutch. 1-1 after 90 minutes, 1-1 after 120. From 12 yards, it is Morocco's night, and flags fly in the stands. Some fans in tears, some fans have got their shirts up and twirling. It will hurt for the Dutch once again on the world stage, but Morocco and the biggest stage go hand in hand.
Yeah, listen, as I said, I think both of these teams have been outstanding so far in the tournament. And you're thinking you would have probably liked this to be a quarter-final or a semi-final game, but you have to play, and as I said many a times with penalties, it's a difficult one. Who's the bravest to go and take it? And, you know, it's so hard, but Sabari, I never thought he was going to miss it, because it's a tournament he's had. He's full of confidence, and it was a good penalty. He knew where it was going to go and just passed it into the bottom corner. You got it for all the Netherlands players and the fans, but credit to Morocco, and you wish them well in the next round.
Clinton, thank you. And what a night in Mexico, in Monterrey, that belongs to Morocco. Full-time, 1-1 on penalties, Dalton. Morocco win, 3-2.
Absolutely amazing.